a bad moon rising. I would play the song if I could, but I can't 'cause copyright's a bitch. Just humming this might get me in trouble. Seriously, I'm amazed they haven't gotten that litigious with it yet. Oh my god, you hummed 5 seconds of a song. You must die. Like, 5 seconds of a song. You must die. Like, 5 seconds of a song. You're on a good spot for this. Hello, 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 hello. 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 Oh. Hello, 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 hello. Hang on. I had it about here earlier. And I coughed. That's how I know it's like in the right spot. And I coughed. That's how I know it's like in the right spot. There we go. That's why. Live demonstration. Unwanted, but here we are. Okay, go ahead and video. So we know the audio is working, obviously. Let's see. Where am I going here? I need to go to my shit. As I don't usually use the community tab, but I felt like I needed to. Alright. Would it be a fighting game? Nah, mini strategy. There we go. What's that? Yeah. Oh, also, you want to see some bullshit before we get into it? So, this is fun. Actually, I'm gonna close this real quick. So this is a fun thing. I have been playing the absolute shit out of Borderlands 3 lately. I have dumped over 30 hours into the game. According to the game like map, and this is me doing all the side quests and stuff. According to the game's like map, it tells you how many of the challenges you've done, like percentage wise, like how much of the galaxy is like filled out, because you go to multiple planets, and then on each planet there's multiple zones. I just make sure to clear them like one at a time to experience all the side content, get all the stuff done, so I don't have to double back and do it again. Even though I probably will have to do that just to collect all the. I don't know why there are Iridium writings that you can interact with, but for some reason you can't even read them. It's not like they're giving you any lore bits, so I don't know why you have to randomly go over and like interact with them for it to count that you found them. I don't know. Point being, I'm loving the game. It's a really fun time. The story is pretty weak, but everybody's already said that, so I'm not getting into a big review territory with detail on that. But no, it's great. It's more of the same with Borderlands, and it's everything from Borderlands 2, but like new and better and great. And I love shooting things in the face, and it's great. And my character has an ability where I essentially have infinite grenades, which can generate a ton of money because, again, I'm not getting into it. Like, yeah, I might do a review. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, so I've been playing it, and it's through Epic Games, right? I got it free because I was not going to give 2K any money for this game ever. Because fuck them. They made it an Epic Games exclusive. It was a timed exclusive, yes, but I am anti-exclusivity. So anytime there's like an exclusive thing, I don't fucking like. I don't support that in any way. So yeah, so when it came around to be like free on Epic, I picked it up, and I've just recently gotten around to playing it. So anyway, so I've been playing it, right? And here's what I had to say on this crap. Open the Epic Games Launcher, and this popped up, this image here, right? And the way the Epic Games Launcher works, they don't have actual reviews. Just if you play a game a lot, it'll detect that and be like, oh, you've been playing this game a lot lately. That must mean you're into it. Do you want to give like this little bit of feedback? And I've had like, some typical stuff of like, are you enjoying this game? Yes, no. Are you 5-star rating, what do you rate it? And then it shows you your rating versus the average rating, or what the average rating is. So I rated a 4. The average rating seems to be a 4.7. I give it a 4. I take the 1 star off for the story because that's, the story's got to be at least interesting. Anyway, point being, they don't really have reviews as such, right? So they have these little pop-ups. And I found this question to be completely fucking stupid. And so I said, I guess it's not enough. We're getting bad writing in film for females and non-white characters, but now they want to start inserting diversity quotas into games. Now, does this mean I am against inclusionary stuff? No, not at all. What I'm against is the idea that you can make that a checklist, or that you even need to worry about that. Like, it's just like, don't try to commoditize. Like, they're trying to just monetize that, and it's fucking stupid. So I said the only concern a game should have with customization, right? Because the question is, first off, who the fuck did you get to do? It's does the character customization. Yeah, or do the character customization. The way you worded this is also a bad sentence to begin with. Yeah. Do you believe the character customization features exclusivity? Would have been maybe a better way to word it. But, fucking idiots to begin with. Do the character customization options feel inclusive? Okay. This is just fucking stupid, because it's Borderlands. There are no inclusivity options in the character customization, which tells me somebody either this question is just a generic question that comes from a word bank and gets plugged into any game on Epic Games Launcher that has, like, any kind of customization. If they just know, oh, Borderlands got customization, tag it for the word bank for that to maybe pop up sometimes. Which, as you can see, is backfiring because it's a stupid fucking question. But no, so the only concern a game should have with customization is, did we put a metric fuck ton of options in the game so the player can look the way they want? I believe Borderlands 3 does that. Not an infinite amount of options, but there's something for everybody. Personally, I wear I play Zane the Operative, so my Irish, I'll go into this here. I'll go into it here. But yeah, in the case of Borderlands 3, I am in an Atlas Classic jacket painted red and black with a big goofy bird head on my Irish outer space vault hunter. I'll give you 3 guesses to if I'm if I'm satisfied with that customization. I actually could have worded that better. To if I'm, I don't care. Yeah, no, like, customization's good. The question of, is the customization expansive? Is it fair? Is it satisfactory? Those are all wonderful questions. Asking if a fucking character customizer is exclusive is asinine. Let's hope we don't run into any of that with Moonbreaker. Nice segue. Let's go. Because Moonbreaker has customization. Sorry about that, boys. Forgot to get the chat up. Rival and Sap. Here we go. Warrior of Sunlight. What the fuck? Time to see has been summoned. Oh, that's probably some Dark Souls shit, I'm sure. I'm gonna assume that you picked no. Actually, I didn't pick either because that feeds the algorithm, and I don't want to encourage their bullshit. So I actually clicked not relevant because that's what the not relevant is there. It's like, that's not a good question. So I don't really care about inclusivity when it comes to character customization because it should just be natural to include as much as you can. Exactly. Like, Brink is actually wonderful. So you know what? We're gonna take a side tangent here. We're gonna look at Brink because I've been tooling around with the idea of doing a Brink like remaster, and God, I still can't believe they haven't brought this back as like an updated game. You know, like this would be perfect for a live service. But like, you look at some of this shit, and you look at like, the way these guys can dress with like the punker outfits and stuff. And this is a white dude with a do-rag. Ain't nobody care. Nobody in 2011 gave a shit that in this game you had white dudes looking all gangsta and this shit. You had a black guy being one of the security force guys. I don't actually remember this costume. Was that in the game? I'm sure. I mean, it must be in the game if it's in the fucking picture, because that's from the game. But yeah, I remember this with like the medic with the vest and the thing. I remember the bug. This guy. I love this guy. His outfit's great. But yeah, no, I remember security had these sort of vests they would wear. But then you got like this is the question is, can you make cool styles? Like, this is awesome. He's got a hat. He's got he's got this tank top thing. He's got the ponytail, and he's got like skull face paint. He's got tattoos up the arms. That's some deep level of customization. That's fantastic. I mean, look at this. This guy looks entirely different, but he's got the vibrant shirt. He's got the bandana, the stitched bandana, which I actually built at one point. I crafted a cosplay version of that. Really shitty version, but just an extra red bandana that I had lying around, and it wasn't like it wasn't exactly like the guys, the anarchists. I think they call him do they call him Pain? I think. What do they call that guy? I don't know. Should we look it up? Let's look it up. Yeah, and I'll get the chat up on here. That is my mistake. But excuse me, boys. Still getting over a cough. But come on, get the fucking thing off my phone, YouTube. Jesus. Shut up.
This isn't Disney, but because he's smart.
Ah, I don't know why it's automatically playing. I did not hit the play button. I hit the close button. YouTube's fucking mobile app is like hot garbage half the time. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm looking for mine. I'm gonna get my chat up. Get the brightness down just a smidge. There we go. And channel. There we are. Okay. Alright. Okay. There we go. Now we're set up. Now I can see you guys. Alright, Saints Row 2 does pretty good at customization for being 2008. It doesn't have its limitations in comparison to today. Oh, it does have its limitations compared to today, but it's not because it lacks inclusivity, it's because of 2008 game. Exactly my point. But no, one of my favorite guys, Brink, and also my phone decided to notify me about something on Pluto TV. Apparently today is Mexican Independence Day, so they're promoting some Mexican stories. Cool. Fantastic. All right. Brink. Yeah. Who's the guy with the bandit? Yeah, the anger. That's what they called him. I was like, it's like pain or rage or something like that. The anger outfit. Which, unfortunately, even though you can put it on in-game, it does not have... I mean, I think the problem with it in-game is that you can get all the stuff on, but unless you have the skull, like the skull face paint on, it doesn't quite match, because we look at the trailer. But I'm not going to go over all that. We're already behind schedule on getting to the actual thing of tonight's stream. I just want to talk about that real quick. Let's see. Sap says, I just never considered the point of customization. It's just an excuse for people to show off what they got legit, and because of a casino war. Yeah, exactly. One of the many reasons why I just stick to default person. Oh, you almost got run over by a truck. Unfortunate, Sap. You know, that's when, yeah. That's when you, hit him with a little bit of the, just like, if it got, like, all up on you, but it brake checked, that's when you give them a good, you know, you fall down, like, you smack the side of the thing as you fall down. It's like, make them think they hit you, you know. Oh, no, I'm woozy. See if they drive like that again. Take them for every time. If anyone knows that reference. Anyway, but we're going to get on to Moonbreaker here. So, let me go ahead and, we'll open it through Steam. I want to show all that. Let's see, where Moonbreaker? Fantastic. Also, I'm a fucking idiot because Moonbreaker actually had another playtest last week. I thought it was coming out on like the 23rd, right? That's what I remember from the Gamescom thing. But I'm an idiot, so don't listen to me. But yeah, this was the reveal thing. Yeah, the playtest weekend. So I actually missed out because there was one last week that they did. So unfortunate for me. But we're doing this week, so we're doing playtest number 2. So if it's any good, we will be playing it, every day this weekend. So today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Well, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, sounds about right. Or at least 2 streams worth if it's really good. Not sure how long we stream tonight, but we will do as long as I feel like it, because I want to get back to playing Borderlands 3 because I'm close to finishing it, and 2, it depends on if the game's actually in a playable state or not. And let's see, where's the play button? Here we go, play now. All right. But yeah, that's just my thing on it with Brink. Is in Brink you could have like white dudes with like cornrows, and it's like people today. I still remember that debacle, you know. Shit. Revel says, hope you don't mind hepatitis. It's in quotes. Like, what do you mean? What is that a reference to? No, let's see. Where we're at. Okay, Moonbreaker, game operation. I want to make sure I'm not under NDA here. I'm pretty sure I'm not, because I saw in their announcement they were like, yeah, share screenshots and all that. Retention period until the purpose of processing is achieved, or 7 days from the date of membership withdrawal. Okay. This is all legal jargon, I'm sure. You have the right to just give it the collection and use of personal information, yada yada yada. Yeah, whatever. Move along. Hope it doesn't, like, drop me right in the middle of a tutorial. That's awesome, but that's also loud. This game loud as fuck. It's from Saints Row 1, right? Where are you in Necrophagia? What the hell is a Necrophagia? Snap, I have no idea what that means. All I know is I'm in the Splinterlands, and I need to get into Carnivoria to save a certain person. I won't say who, because it's story stuff, so I don't want to spoil things. But yeah, there's certain people. Yeah. God, listen to how loud this is, guys. Like, that's master volume at 70%, by the way. That's 75% master volume. Listen to this. Listen to this music. It's a banger, but it's loud. I wish this was, like, in percentages. I hate when it's just a slider. I want to see 1 to 1. I want to see 0 to 100, okay? Okay, voice. We'll probably put voice slightly above the music. We'll put the effects slightly above that. And we'll put voice up a little bit. Ambience and music kind of down here on the down end. You guys let me know if it gets too loud or anything. And then this way, now with it balanced like this, I should be able to do the master. That's why I always turn the master all the way up. I keep it up, and then I adjust everything, and then I can go lower if need be, but I can't go any higher. So. Which might be a bad idea, but whatever. Let's see. So we have edge scroll. That's good. I like edge scroll in these kind of games, because we'll be moving around the map, so... That's edge scroll being that your mouse goes to the edge and then it starts moving the camera based on that. I know that from playing StarCraft, which I need to get back to playing. I was streaming that and I just didn't continue that. But yeah. But no, I should be getting a new cable soon, so we'll be back to having the second monitor, which will let me get back to playing a lot of stuff like Tomb Raider and stuff. It's a shame that you can't play the Saints Row games unless you want to play the entire game in silence. Yeah, that's fun. I was watching Angry Joe's review of it, and they were talking about how there's a streamer mode for the music, but it doesn't even replace the music. It just turns all the music off. So it's kind of similar to like Death Stranding. But at least in Death Stranding's case, it's like, oh yeah, you can just turn the music off and still play the game. The music hypes the game, but even to that point, Kojima was like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to the artist. I don't know if he ever got it resolved. But even Kojima, like, day one was like, yeah, you streamers don't like getting copyright striked. You know what? I overlooked that. Let me go talk to the artist that I worked with for the game, and we'll figure it out. Because it's licensed music, but he used a lot of, like, directly talking. From my understanding, he was in direct contact with the artist that he used. So, he, you know, he was on good terms, from what I understand. So, that's good. But I don't know if he ever got resolved. Okay, so move up. Left, right, down. Okay. Cancel action with escape. Yep, makes sense. End turn with enter. Yep. Cycle the active units with tab. Yep. Select your captain. Units 1 through 1. Oh, I don't like that captain is 1 and then the other ones are... No. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 6. Thank you. Like, just... And then captains... Why don't we just do C for captain? Unless there's anything else that C is used for. Yeah, C is ability, that's why. Okay, well, I'll probably do mouse abilities anyway. Actually, why don't I just do middle mouse to select the captain? No, because I might be hitting that a lot. I don't like to smack middle mouse too much. I mean, it's not like it's a problem, it's just, you know, things. This is for painting, this is for, a pan on middle mouse. See, this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Middle mouse button is treated way too casually in games. They're like, oh yeah, you can click it just fine. Like, they just like assume I want to click that button. It's like, this is what I think should be the standard right here. This mouse. Now, wireless or not, I personally I usually just go wired, but this was a gift and it's actually not bad. It's got a lot of playtime. I just don't like wireless because it can cut out on you. You got to replace batteries. I don't have to replace them that often though. It's pretty good. It lasts a couple weeks. For what I do. But this is pretty good because it is a Logitech G603. I don't know if you guys can see that. But this thing's great. You just plug it in. I've got a Razer Black Widow Chroma. I just plugged the little thing into the side USB, so where I would normally plug my mouse anyway. and it's, you know, it's got low sensitivity, high sensitivity switch. It has this little button on the top, which changes the scroll speed, so you can scroll quickly or not. So you can do this, and that's like, I think, second to that, and then, or no, it's mouse move speed. So this is level 1, this is level 2, 3, and 4. So, you know, depending on what game you're playing, you might want higher or lower. I don't understand that concept myself, but it's an option, which is, you know, a good thing. Uh-oh. Is that the... Hold on, I just saw an orange light pop on that. Was that the orange light of you have changed the mode, or orange light of your battery might need to be changed soon? This is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't do wireless, because you always have to worry about the battery. But yeah, no, and then there's the scroll wheel, nice and clicky, but this is why I like this mouse. Because on the side, it's not like an MMO mouse where you get a whole bunch of shit, but you've got mouse 4 and mouse 5. Great, fantastic, and it sits in just the perfect spot for my thumb, right? That's another reason I don't like the MMO mice, because I always feel like I'm going to accidentally hit something. But this sits perfectly. Here's mouse 5, here's mouse 4. I usually play more like claw, I guess, on this, to where it's more on 4 at any given time, and then I'll go up to 5. So 5 is more of a secondary thing. But yeah, no, that's a really good mouse. I can actually recommend it. And I think that's how... this should be the default for every mouse going forward, is having those 2 side buttons mainly. That should be like the new standard. Is like, everybody's got side buttons, and the side buttons are now what middle mouse would normally do. And middle mouse is now the extra button if you want it. Let's see. Rival says, watching the professional play through the Saints Row reboot is literally watching someone witness and comment on the death of one of their favorite game franchises. That's rough, buddy. That is... No, I feel that, though. I feel that with, like, I just played Shatterline, right? I just tried Shatterline. I was really excited. I was like, oh, this looks fun. You know, you got a whole bunch of guns. It feels like Call of Duty. It's got some of this ability-based stuff. You unlock stuff as you go. It's everything I like in a shooter. But it's just not it just wasn't working for me. And not on a technical level, but it's like you know, some of the button stuff, some of the, and again, it was early access, but it's like, look, this is basic quality of life type shit that you gotta worry about. And it's like, y'all can't get that right, but if you can't get that right, I don't trust you to get the other stuff right. Excuse me for a moment. Excuse me. Anyway, back to Moonbreaker here, where we're kind of going through the controls here. So, I think what I'll do is middle mouse? Let's see. Let's go... Yeah, we'll pan with the back button. It's saying back, so it reads it as a back button, because that's another thing this mouse can do is, contextually, if you're in somewhere where it's like a page and then another page, it'll, like if you click into a tab, like if you go onto YouTube on your browser, and then you click a video, and that becomes the next page, you can go back and forth instantly, which is really helpful for me, who has to constantly research shit for my art. But yeah, no, so back for that. Actually, what's shift? Shift anything in particular? Because I might do shift for moving it around. So I can just shift and... Is it? Hold on. It's... That was a toggle bridge. Space? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Pan with back. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then... Yeah, this is just for painting. I don't think shift... Well, it's shift plus and minus for hardness, which is pretty standard for an art application. Yeah, you know what? Let's go shift on that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go... Captain goes on mouse 4, because that's, you know, more readily available to me. I mean, I'll probably be just tab selecting through them anyway. But do that, and then abilities are C, V, B, and N. I don't like that. Where's Q and E? What are Q and E doing? Okay, Q and E are rotate. I can't move those. Okay. Huh. This music's pretty good, I gotta say. It's really nice. Like, I just noticed the menu music. I've been talking so much, but it's not bad. It's not exactly a banger. I might consider it a bop, not a banger. But, you know, it works. It's good enough. I like it. Let's see. So, attack with X. That makes sense. Rival says, I just started playing Saints Row. Thanks to Professional. 1 and 2 are now up there with my favorite games. Yeah, they're fantastic. It's depressing that the reboot released less polished than the first one in 2006. Yeah, pretty fucked, huh? Yeah, no, it's... Oh, God. It's just so... Gaming's fucked. Gaming's fucked. I mean, film's fucked. Our entertainment's fucked, guys. Which is why we find stuff like Moonbreaker, which hopefully will be good. Seemed good from the trailer, so we'll see. Thing and showed its shatter line. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like C through N for that. Maybe F or... Okay, you know what? What's F on? Is F on anything in particular? No. F is open, so we'll use F for attack. We could use shift for move. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna do F for that, for that, and then to select the captain, we're gonna do... My brain stopped. Captain's gonna be on shift. I wonder if I can do 2. I don't think so. I don't think I can multi... see, I can't multi... It'd be cool if I could do, like, Shift Q, Shift E, add my own contextual stuff. So that's the first thing for the devs, is if you're gonna have stuff like this where you built it in for, like, Control plus that, Control Shift plus whatever, if you let me have those kinds of contextual things in the painting mode, let me change that in the game mode, because that would help condense my keys and make it a lot easier if I can just Shift Q, Shift E, you know. But yeah, so we'll figure this out. So F for attack, because, you know, that makes sense. F for fight, F for fire, right? Makes sense. Move on Z? Actually, I have an idea. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do... There we go. So we're going to do mouse 4 for movement, mouse 5 for attack. So it's like move, attack, you know. That kind of shit. Okay, and then there's CV. And a lot of this is probably going to be subject to change once I get into the actual game. But, you know, this is why I don't try to fuck with the shit behind the scenes. Because I believe that when you're playing a game, you're playing it for the full experience, and if this is, you know, my first look at it, it's my look at the controls. What is a new player going to experience? What are they going to have to set up on their end? And somebody might come across my video and be like, oh, I'm looking for, like, Moonbreaker stuff. Oh, this guy's, you know, got a nice hotkey setup. Let me try that, you know. Not that anybody would give a shit. I'm just saying, like, you know, I know when I see somebody using certain keybinds. Like Guild Wars 2, prime example. I had to play around with a lot of keybinds there to get it to feel just right. Not that the keybinds were bad, it's just the way I was playing, I had to center it all around, like, WASD, because it's an action-oriented MMO. Let's see, so Rival says, luckily Entropy 02 released, and Half-Life fans get to witness a group of fans' interpretation of Half-Life 2 Episode 3, but through the eyes of a Combine elite. Oh, that does sound interesting. I've never been big on the Half-Life stuff myself, honestly. Like, Alex, obviously, is like, wow, that's cool, just because it's a VR thing. But, not particularly understanding the whole hype behind Half-Life. I might have to pick it up one day. Let's see. Because I know Half-Life 2 actually just got a VR mod itself, which is kind of odd to think about. Okay. So we got C, V, B, and N. Okay. So we can put something on... I do want to leave rotate on Q and E. That just seems right. That seems correct. We can do something on Alt. Yeah, what is Shift? Shift is Pan. You know what? Let's put that back on middle mouse. It should be fine on middle mouse. And all that bitching I did about middle mouse, but, you know, it should be fine. So select Captain with Shift. Yep. What do I do here? C, V, B, N. Okay. Q, E, R. Is R being used for anything? No, R's fine. So we can use R for... Actually, where's F? What am I using that? Actually, I have an idea. R for ready. F for fire. Okay. My brain's starting to go here. So then forward and back can be certain abilities, right? So we can get ability, this one, that one, middle mouse ability. And then, I don't have a fourth one on this. Does right click do anything? I don't want to mess with left and right click. Games like this are usually very picky about how you select things or how you undo things. So left click will probably be select a unit, right click will probably be auto attack the unit. But if it's not, then it's not, you know. Or right click repaint or something, I don't know. And then, so, you know, ability, you know, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm feeling my way around the mouse, so that feels pretty good. And then we could probably put ability 4 on X. Yeah, because X is I can do left alt maybe. Is alt used? Yeah, no, we'll just use left alt. Okay. So now, if I want that, I just slip my hand over to left alt, and there we go. Or I just change it for space. What's space? Space is toggle bridge. I don't know. You know, I don't know what toggle bridge is. Let's just put it on space. That way my thumb doesn't have to move. Okay. So now I can get to everywhere, and I don't have to really move my hands that much. So we should be good to go on that. And then there's the painting stuff. We'll get into that, I'm sure. The fuck is right alt? Pan with right alt? Okay. Whoever is in charge of Moonbreaker's hotkeys, bro, please tell me this is like your first game ever. Like this is like the first thing you just got out of like game dev school. You went to like, I don't know, Full Sail or some shit, and you didn't really like get like a full game to market. Please tell me this is your first time doing this, because I don't know anybody who wants to write alt. Like unless you're putting more of the controls over by right alt to pan. Like, see, that's right. It's weird, right? Okay, whatever. We should be good to go. Not to fuck with anybody's work. Not say it's bad. It's just really weird. I don't see anyone ever use like right alt. That's because it's all the way on the other side of the keyboard. So there's streamer mode, which hides user ID and currency. It hides currency? Why would a streamer care about currency? What is currency in this game? I don't know. We'll see. So hide user ID. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's like you know how much the other guy's currency is. So if a streamer has a certain amount of currency, somebody can try to stream snipe them by like seeing like, oh, you know, TJ over on Twitch, you know, he's got this much money and this guy has this much money and it's the same, you know, and the name is hiding, so I can assume he's a streamer. So I guess that's why they might hide it both. I don't know. It's good that they have a streamer mode, though. I think more games need that, honestly, so people can't get fucked with when they're playing a game. Let them be all anonymous. Okay. Full screen, medium, high, very high. Yeah, we'll stick it to medium. So there is no low setting, just medium. Okay. A lot of resolution settings. All right. I'm in English. Opponent paint schemes. That's interesting. So you can actually, if you don't want to see your opponent paint schemes, you can turn them off. So if somebody, like, maybe you get into a game and somebody's like, you know, their scheme isn't very good and you don't want to look at it because it's ugly, or, I mean, that's mean in when we're talking about painting minis, but I mean, either that or they might be trying to, somebody might paint a swastika on a mech or something, and it's like, okay, let's turn that off. Let's not see that, you know. Which that was a problem with, if you go back to like Black Ops 3, with their whole like weapon gunsmith thing, it was like, oh yeah, the paintsmith, I think is what they called it. The system of the paintsmith. It's like you can make your own kind of camo on the gun, and a lot of people used it for good. Like good 90%, I would say, were really good. They were either memes or they were actually decent camos being made. But there'd be those couple of guys here or there that would just make something racist or sexual or just stupid. Okay, subtitles. We like our subtitles. I like my subtitle runner. Pro mode. Disable the in-game tooltips and helpers. Okay. So, yeah, if you get used to the game, you don't need all that crap. But I just started, so we're going to need that crap. Okay, let me go back in options, make sure my options are set. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I can link my account. What account am I linking? Use the URL or QR code below to access the Crafton ID link. Oh, I guess Crafton has its own, like, thing. Okay. Alright, so you got play, collect and paint, season tracking, Discord, right? I'm liking the UI. It's beautiful. It doesn't get in the way. I get to see this nice picture that somebody clearly worked very hard on. It's got some active elements to it, too. That's cool, where it's got, like, some lava glowing here and there. Simple stuff. It's cool. So we get, so we have quick start, and then we have training videos, you win a match versus AI, paint your model, join the Discord. Oh, wow, joining the Discord gets you some points. That's cool. That's a nice way of engaging the community and encouraging them to communicate and then play an online match. Okay, so these are all starter stuff. What's this? This is my profile. So we got a couple of ones. Season 1, reach level 43 on Extalord's Awakening. Get Ursix Scattervine to Mastery level 3. And so these are a lot of Mastery ones that use this character to this level. So that kind of encourages you to do different stuff. So if I wanted one, which one would I want? Out of all of these ones, God, which one speaks to me? Yeah, I love the bug dude. He's got doofy little buck teeth. I can't put it over because it blocks it, but yeah. Let's see. I like this little bird dude, Axel Pyro. That's a cool one. Oh, I like this alien sniper dude. That's cool. Crosshair. I love the code names so far. They're all pretty good. Oh, this one makes me think of like a StarCraft turret. That's cool. Novian Bulwark. Okay. Oh, Aegis Sentinel. Interesting. So these look to be crafted by the same person. So there's some in-game lore happening there. That's kind of cool. And these guys look kind of similar, and this one too. That's fun. Thrival says you can now paint on your gun. Trolls loads up Microsoft Paint. Time to get on the next creation. Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, dude, it's so funny too, cause yeah. Let me decide on one of these, and then I'll get into that little rant I'm gonna go on, just about Call of Duty and how fucked it is. But yeah, I'm either gonna go with Cyborg Hobo up here, this one next to my cursor, this guy, or maybe this teddy bear. Those ones are kind of speaking to me. The rest of them feel like they could, let me take my own pictures. That's one for the devs. So if the Moonbreaker devs are watching this, let us go in, and I don't know if this is already a feature because I haven't been in it yet, but if there isn't this feature already, make this a cool quality of life feature where you can take a picture of your mini from a certain angle, and then crop that image to be within this 256 by 256 like box, like this little whatever the ratio of this box is, like in the profile box. So then you can paint your own mini, take a picture of it, and take it from a certain angle to make it look really cool. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Okay. But no, the cool thing here is, let me alt tab this. I gotta talk about this. This is fucking hilarious. So, I wasn't gonna devote like a whole stream to this, but now that you got me on the topic of thinking about COD, I have to talk about this. Oh god, Gunsmith. The Gunsmith video for Modern Warfare 2 is fucking hilarious. Like, they say the most generic shit in this video, and it's so funny because people are like, oh wow, it looks really cool and good. And I'm like, guys, they're not really giving you, like, it's new that they're all very interchangeable, but really all they're doing is expanding on a system they had in the last game, which is good. But they're not giving you, like, cool shit like the Paintsmith back. They're not letting you craft your own camos and stuff. They're not, they're not unlocking all of the attachments. It's like, no, the attachments go on this cord. Let's get into it. I want to talk about this because this is kind of interesting. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down a little.
My name is Mary F. Jukian, and I'm a senior UX designer.
Okay, YouTube, why the fuck is why are my captions so small? What is this? Okay, so subtitles, options. Jesus, they really hide these, don't they? Yeah, font size, a fat hundo. There we go. And then can we like proportional sans serif? No, monospace. Oh god, that looks terrible. No. Okay, yeah, probably monospace sans serif would probably be the best one to do. Casual. Why would I want that as a font? Ew. Why would I want cursive fucking captions? Gross. Why? Okay, here we go. Here's some plain small caps. That's pretty good. So that I just want it to pop out from the background.
Designer. Gunsmith itself has a whole new environment.
I'm gonna speed this up a little.
It is an updated interface that makes it feel like you are in a gunsmithing space.
My name is Ben Garnell.
It makes you feel like you're in a gunsmithing space. Okay,
first of all, what's
cool.
the M4?
If I'm supposed to be in a gunsmithing space, why isn't this sitting on a rack? Like, why didn't you guys design like a proportional fucking rack that's like two little racks, like one to hold the stock and one to hold the barrel, so it looks like it's sitting up off the table. And then, depending on like the height of it and the position of like the different things, it wouldn't take much. You just make a little thing that changes size based on what part it's attached to. You're already making something that interchanges a bunch of parts, so that can't be that complex to do if you really wanted to make it look like a gunsmithing space. But I guess they want it free floating so you can see all the pieces. They don't want anything obstructed, even though it wouldn't obstruct that much, but let's see. Rival says, honestly, I would like a return to the Pick 10 system. But Yeah, pick ton system Black Ops 2. That way, it reduces the chance of creating meta builds. Correct. However, I would suggest the Ghost system instead. The pick 13 from Ghost is a much more interesting system, just with the way that they played with the perks in that, and how better perks cost more, and then, but you got, like, you can mix and match and had some wacky stuff in there. I personally like Ghosts more, right? Black Ops 2 was a nice prototype. I think it peaked when we got to Ghosts with the pick 13 system. And you started picking a lot of, like, different little stuff. At least I think it was pick 13 in that one. I don't know. Anyway, point being, so yeah, this is thing number one. They say it's weird. It's like, oh, we want it to feel like you're in a gunsmithing space. It's a fucking table with a blueprint on it and a blacked out background. I don't care if I feel like I'm in that space. Oh my god. Wait, actually, didn't the last gunsmith, like, just have the thing on the wall? And you'd be, like, fucking with the wall? I didn't play Modern Warfare 19. I haven't played any of the more recent CODs because they're just awful. COD has been dead since World War II. Actually, yeah, no. COD World War II was, like, the absolute, alright, it's done, it's dead, game's over, boys. But yeah, no, let's continue on.
And what you're going to notice is not only in this title are you able to change out stock, optic, etc., but this time there's actually
you can change the thing you could change before. That's great. Okay, what are we adding to this?
an extra slot, and that
An
is
extra
for the
slot
receiver.
You have
for the receiver.
a platform of weapons, which is a family of weapons. Once you get to a receiver unlock within your first weapon, that's when you unlock another weapon. And those modifications that you have already unlocked for the previous weapon now work on that weapon too.
The attachments previously unlocked for the other weapon unlock for the new weapon. Translation. We decided not to make you grind for a red dot sight on the M4 if you already did that on the M16, but we're gonna act like it's some amazing system. It's like, all you had to do was go in the code and change, like, red dot on or red dot off at a certain achievement level. Come on, man. Rival says that one could work too. Talk about the Ghost one. Although because Ghost is despised, I don't think it will happen. Yeah, people despise Ghost. The only problem with Ghost, the only major flaw with Ghost, was the time to kill. That's it. The rest of the game was quite enjoyable. Let's see. Yeah, you got the offense, the defenses, perkaholic, kill streaks. Yeah, those were fun. But yeah, no, this is another thing. It's like, it all fits together, and we got this receiver. We're basing it around the receiver now, and I'm just like, great. So what you're telling me is the meta build weapons of this are going to be even uglier than Vanguard because people are going to slap a whole bunch of random shit together based on what the most recent build is.
And each of these separate receivers have their own unique progression.
So the receiver for the assault rifle will remain for that assault rifle. But if it's a receiver for the SMG within that platform and you switch to that receiver, then you have the SMG in place. But the modifications that you have...
If you're using an AR, you're using an AR. If you're using an SMG, you're using an SMG. No shit! Thank you!
already previously done on that assault rifle can move over to that SMG.
Each of those...
The attachments you earned are unlocked because you earned them. The more you know. This is the state we're in. And I don't blame these guys at all. I don't blame these guys. They're just like the marketing guys. Like, there's somebody behind them that tells them, hey, here's a script. Go read it off. Go do your little thing. I've seen people when they talk about a system they're passionate about and they care about. I've seen people with passion talk about something they're really proud of. They have way more energy than this. This is scripted bullshit.
Shared attachments that you unlock is now cross-progressible and attachable onto another weapon in the same class.
It's like
this
fucking...
takes away from the grind of having to unlock every single attachment on each weapon every time they want to level up a weapon. What this does is it shows you that one grip that you unlocked on the first weapon is now usable on a different weapon within that platform, and you don't need to re-unlock that weapon.
Now this actually, I have to say, I'm proud of the work that the modeling team has clearly had to go through with this, because, and to another extent, the technical team as well, because tech artists, they got to worry about the rigging and how things fit together and whatever. But they kind of already had that figured out, whereas it's continuous work for the modelers and for the art team, because for every one of these little attachment changes you see, they have to go in, they have to cut up the gun, they have to make a million little receivers that all fit the bounds of that and make it make sense. Like, that's a lot of work. So I don't want to downplay their work at all. I think that's a lot of work, and I think it's good work. Every gun that comes out of the gunsmith has me going, look how they massacred my boy. Look what they done to my son. My firstborn. Yeah, no.
I'm Joel Emsley.
Exactly how I feel.
I'm the studio art director at Infinity Ward. We are introducing a system of...
So this is the studio art director. This is basically the guy that's in charge of all that stuff. Also, can we notice this? The asterisk here that says FJX Cinder Weapon Vault. I guess that's like a blueprint type thing, like some exclusive thing that like puts it all together. Is available with purchase of the Modern Warfare 2 Vault Edition. Look at this cool gun we made. Would you like it? You need to buy the Vault Edition of the game. Remember when you could just buy the fucking game and what was in the game was in the game? Jesus Christ.
Develop and modify a blueprint like we've never done before.
This, I think, is like the most laughable fucking thing I've ever seen, by the way. The idea that you have this dubbed off little thing, it doesn't even have a stock. It doesn't have a stock. It has a box magazine. Here's a hint. Nobody uses box magazines. Give me a moment here. What? What are you on now? Oh, the boat? What did you do?
Oh, but once it has on it, the whole deck tilts.
Just go down it.
Why? I know, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
I redid our food.
Alright, apologies for that. But, you know, life happens, things are things. Anyway, let's see here. So, back to this here. This fucking thing, nobody uses a fucking box mag. Like, let's be honest. When the fuck have you guys ever seen a soldier in the field use a box mag outside of something like maybe like an MG42, you know? Or an M240 Bravo, right? Or not an MG42, my bad. I was thinking of the M2... Fucking, yeah, you get it. Light machine gun. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, modern light machine guns, you know, the M60, you've got, like, the big box magazine on it. But that's just because, you know, you gotta carry all that freaking ammo all together. But this, like, what is this? What has COD become? What the fuck am I looking at here?
We wanted to create a weapon system that was visually consistent through and through.
It's visually consistent through and through. Translation. We made the colors on the gun look all kind of the same so it doesn't look like shit. Call of Duty in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. That thing looks like it came from the bowels of hell. They want people to pay extra money for that. Yeah. Yeah, they do.
What the FTX Cinder Vault allows us to do.
Yeah. Now this is why I say, like, look at the amount of work they're putting. They are wasting modeler time on a system like this. You don't fucking need a system like this. You could literally have a modeler, if you're going to build all these different guns and attachments and shit, like, unless your guys are using this in the background to build new types of guns, which you're not doing, so why aren't you just making, like, okay, guys, let's start with the basics. We got the M16, we got the M4, the Fin Fall, whatever. Because I guarantee they can crank that out a lot faster than making all these little piecemeal parts. I guarantee they can crank out one gun faster than they can fucking 4 stocks for the same weapons platform to make it all look like it works together. And again, do I like the idea? Yes. Do I think it's being executed well? No. Do I think it's useful? No. It's fucking pointless.
Tons of attachments.
Nobody gives a shit. We just want to play Call of Duty and shoot each other. That's it. As Aaron from Gamer Tim, I want to play Call of Duty Shoot 'em Man. That's exactly it. We just want to play Call of Duty. It's not. This is why I haven't played in years. They do stupid shit like this.
Yang, and I'm a product manager here at Infinity Ward. When we set out to create the Vault system, we wanted to give players greater ability to customize and add personality to their weapons.
No, you did not. I'm gonna call your lie right there, Mr. E, because holy shit. Where do I start with that? Oh, we wanted to give them greater customization. If you want to give us greater customization, where is the fucking paintsmith? Where is letting us access? Now, don't give us all the specularity maps and the metallics and all of this shit that's in the texture mapping. I understand that would be a lot of work. I don't want to put you guys through more work. The bare minimum in Paintsmith. You guys remember Paintsmith back in Black Ops 3? And I believe it was a little bit in Black Ops 4 as well. But I'm not sure on that one. But I know for a fact it was in Black Ops 3 fully. Like, it was a whole thing. And it wasn't like it wasn't like reflectivity and all this other shit to make it look super cool. It was the albedo channel. And albedo, for those that don't know, is just basic colors, right? So this right here would have this color of red. That's coming from what we call the albedo channel in the texture map. So there's the albedo, the reflectivity, specularity maps, metallic maps, and how it ends up looking like plastic or not like plastic, or like metal or not like metal, depending on what you fuck with. But albedo is just the base color of the thing, which is what Paintsmith had. Why the fuck don't you just let me mess with the base color anywhere on this gun and just be like, yeah, here, you can paint. I want to paint the clip. I want it to be, or not the clip, Jesus. I just committed a cardinal sin. It is not a clip. It is a magazine. Oh my god. I am ashamed. My brain went to clip and not magazine. Oh my god. This is your brain on COD's Gunsmith 2.0. This is what it does to a motherfucker. Okay, but like, if I want the magazine to be a certain color, or I want this. I mean, fucking, you guys can go check my channel. You got, like, the videos are still up. Like, because I'm actually kind of proud of them. They were pretty fun to do. Like, you look up my paint jobs. I was doing this Sunday paint job series in Black Ops 3, where, you know, the M8A7, I did the Fallout M8A7. I did the, you know, it was like a nuclear thing. For the Ironforge Brecci, I thought that was pretty good. The Shiva Demon, you know? And then, where's my... Yeah, the Hive BRM. And then there's the, yeah, the first paint job, that was like my Black Widow on the AK-47 thing. Clipazine. Rival, no, we are not calling it a Clipazine, man. But yeah, so there was another one. Yeah, the Flakbreaker. I think my Argus Flakbreaker was like the best one I could come up with at the time. Imagine if they put this much effort. Take all these guys that are... excuse me. Take all of your tech artists that are making this whole system of interchangeable parts. Imagine if you took their time and you put it into fucking paint job system instead, so people could make their own camos. But the problem is you can't sell people on their own camos. You can sell them on your camos. And that's the problem with Call of Duty. Everything's a fucking monetization now. Horrendous.
At its core, the Vault system unlocks every attachment and allows you to equip any attachment onto your M4 platform that share the same aesthetic.
It's a fan.
You pay to unlock the attachment. Now, can you earn it? Yes. But, fuck it, just skip the grind, give Activision some money, and you'll get all the attachments for that immediately. Because they all go on the Vault edition of whatever the fuck this is. Or, you know, when you buy one of these Vault weapons, or blueprints, or whatever the fuck they want to call them. This is the problem.
Fantastic.
This is why I don't play Call of Duty anymore.
System to introduce into the game
shit,
because
man.
people like me can sit there and geek out on it.
I consider it to be the ultimate blueprint. It's every single attachment for my personal favorite platform in the game, and you are able to run it however you like, and it's going to match no matter what attachment suite you put on it.
It's going to match no matter what attachments you put on it. We just proved it don't fucking match when you put a box mag and all this other shit on it. It looks goofy as hell. But if he's talking aesthetically, like visually, with like, oh yeah, it's you know, we make sure to match all the colors so that they don't interrupt each other. Well, I would fucking hope you're doing that, Junior. That's part of being an artist, is making sure the colors don't clash.
The goal was to produce something that players could play with and not break the visual.
Gunsmith.
And not break the visual. Coming from the guy who no doubt was approving the anime waifu skin for Warzone. People sell bundles on Warzone. Some of them are plagiarized, by the way. and they sell green tracer rounds, and you're worried about fucking visuals? Stop. Y'all lying. Also, multiplayer. Fuck it. Let's see what they call the multiplayer trailer here. So, multiplayer and Warzone 2.0. Yes, gentlemen, we want a second Warzone. Yeah, we've had. You already had. You know. What about Warzone? You've already had it. What about second Warzone? Fucking hell. A second Warzone. Why do we need more Warzone? We don't. Answer, they want to sell shit to dumbasses that'll buy the bundle. Yeah, I said it. COD player's stupid. If at this point you haven't jumped ship, you a fucking dumbass. Oh, my God. Like, look at this. It's multiplayer. What multiplayer am I seeing? I'm not seeing any gameplay. Remember the fucking gameplay. Finally, we get to the gameplay. We get to the gameplay first person for half a second. Okay, we got the executions that they're going to sell you. We've got, okay, this guy shooting. Wait, what? The fuck was that? He had a sniper rifle, but instead of just shooting with the sniper rifle, he pulls out a little pistol to be all fucking James Bond stealthy. Is this like a guard attachment? Like, you've got a holster on your sniper holding the pistol, and then you can pull the pistol out to quickly shoot somebody instead of use the sniper? That's not a bad concept, but what the fuck? Oh my God, Rival says I remember the Attack on Titan skin. Right? In the fucking, in a World War II game, as a story, and I died from cringe. Dude, there's a fucking, wasn't there a, like, monkey skin at some point? Like a gorilla suit? Like, wasn't that a thing? Oh my God, and they're worried about breaking the visual. Fuck off, no you're not. Yeah, so we got the Juggernaut back, and then we got dolphin diving, which is very odd to see in a Modern Warfare game. But, alright, we're bringing back dolphin diving. People like dolphin diving. Apparently you can do it through Windows now. That's kind of cool. Okay, we got the heartbeat sensor. That's a fan favorite. So why is it all this cool shit is getting hung up in, like, a game I don't want to fucking play? Like, you make a game I don't want to play. You give me a bunch of cosmetic shit. What was that? Wait, who is going to do this after day one? Like, this idea is a meme. I will see Wildcat or fucking I don't know, any of the people he plays with. I don't fucking remember who he plays with. But, like, I don't know exactly who he plays COD with, because he plays with a certain subsect of people. But no, like Wildcat makes dumbass meme videos. They'll be spending a session. I guarantee it. They're going to spend a whole session trying to get kill cams from this thing in search. It's going to happen. They're going to be hanging off the edge. They're going to be, like, they're going to try and do it in the goofiest way possible, because your game's a fucking joke. That's what you've reduced it to. And that's not to say Wildcat's content is bad or it's not funny. It's just that that's all this is going to be used for. You had dev time put into let a guy hang off the side with a pistol. Why? It's COD. We don't fucking wait like that. You sit in a corner with an AR. That's camping. Camp the right way. Back in my day, camping was sitting in a corner with an AR. Now it's hanging off a ledge waiting to ambush somebody with snake shot. As you guys can tell, I don't fucking like Call of Duty anymore. Which is a shame, because I used to play it all the fucking time. I really loved Call of Duty. And then it turned into garbage. And I don't want to play it anymore. I don't care. It made me sad. So I was pissed when Shatterline didn't work out, because Shatterline, like, it was giving me COD vibes. I'm like, okay, cool, nice arcadey shooter. Feels kind of like COD. But no, it was shit as well, so I couldn't even, a third-person mode. Why is there a third-person mode in Call of Duty? Look at how fast they flash up by the screen, by the way. All new third-person mode. Whoa, guys, we totally didn't steal this. I guess it's like if you super sprint, it's so you can see around a corner. And then when you go to ADS, or maybe it's like PUBG where it's like third-person mode, but then you ADS and it goes to first-person ADS. I'm confused by this. You're spending developer time on this? You're paying people to program third-person Call of Duty. No one wants third-person Call of Duty. What is wrong with you? What the fuck was that? Why did she look like Jack Skellington? It looks so bad. Oh, wow, I'm actually surprised they didn't do, like, a pre-order, the super extra bonus now, I mean, they did say pre-order and get early access to the open beta by, like, 2 fucking days. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, but yeah, that's why I don't fuck with no COD. Man, that's why I don't fuck with no COD. Anyway, back to Moonbreaker. So hopefully this will be a better game. Yeah. So back to Moonbreaker here. Let's mess with some minis. Let's look at this menu. I want to go through the menu and then we'll start checking the gameplay out. Okay, so these are videos. So we'll get into those videos in a minute. We've got collecting and painting. This is fantastic. Look at all of these units. Look at that. That's awesome. Now, I'm on medium quality, so... And this is a tiny... You guys have to remember, this is a tiny figurine that's on the screen, so it's on the screen in gameplay. It's going to be a fraction of this size. So, it might look like, oh no, the texture's jaggy and blurry, but it works from out here because you'll actually be seeing it from, like, this far out at most. You won't want to, like, get too close. Even when you get this close, it's still working. But then you get, like, super close. It's not made for close-ups. It's a game model, not a pretty render model. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we got this guy. We've got a turret. That's fucking awesome. We've got this amplifier Biddle, a big fat boy, big fat turtle-looking dude, like a cyborg. That's kind of fun. We've got Antlos Gauntlet. This guy looks cool. The poses are dynamic. I'll give them that much. They got a nice range of poses. Fuck you looking? Oh, he's looking through his right eye. Or her right eye. Is it a her? Yeah, I think so. Fairly certain. But yeah, this is a pretty good pose. I like this. Pretty dynamic. It's weird that they look like they're looking this way, but they got that kind of fish eye, so they're actually looking this way through the thing. It's the way the head is tilted. I feel like the head should have been tilted more into the scope to indicate that. But it's not a big deal. It's a really good pose regardless. Like, this is cool. Look at this. The big, you know, with the banner flapping and the tongue coming out. That's cool. Big frog dude. So this is Axel Pyro. This is the one I was looking at for my profile picture. This is pretty cool. I like this little dude with the minigun. That's awesome. That's fantastic. We got Beatrice Enforcer. That's cool with the spear and everything. Very awesome. Let's see. That's pretty cool. They're standing up on their staff. Oh, I like this. See how the staff has just that little bit of bend in it from their weight because the pressure is being put here, so it's bending the staff ever so gently. That's really good attention to detail on that. The poses feel very weighted, very real. I don't know what he's aiming at. He's just aiming at... Oh, okay, so it's him, and then he's got a little monkey. That's cool. He's got a little teddy bear. Let's see. Chuck and Co. Okay, so this is kind of like your, what is it? Like Paladins has, Ruckus and Bolt, right? The mech's name is Bolt, but the goblin piloting him is Ruckus, so... This is cool that his pose is matched to his pose, so it's showing how he's, like, linked up with the machine. It's cool. I'm gonna have fun painting that one, I bet. Like, this hard surface stuff, I'm all over. I love painting vehicles and shit like this. Not that I actually paint minis, but you guys get the idea. Like, when I do texturing of my own models, that's why I do hard surface. I like hard surface more than people. Like, look at this, the big whipping hand coming out. That's cool. Let's see. Got a little robot dude. Oh, I love his arm extended up. He's helping to hold the rifle. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's like fire. You know, he's got like that's cool. I like this. STR1, nice. Let's see. These guys are pointing. Is this monkeys with jetpacks? I'm sorry. Does this man have alien monkeys with jetpacks? That's fucking awesome. I love it. Okay, so I'm liking the aesthetic where I can tell like who are together, like what people are with who in what faction, because of the way their armor is colored and the way it's designed. It's very clean, very clear design of the different faction armors. I like this. Got the little grenade belt. I've never seen a grenade belt like this before. That's a really interesting take on the concept. That's really nice. Because usually it's just a bandolier, or like a belt, or like across the chest, you know? Simple stuff. This is cool. So there seems to be a race of people that are like Mayan culture, kind of Aztec, you know, like from the jungle, but they've incorporated like high technology into that. That's really interesting. A little bit of Warhammer fantasy mixed in as well. Yeah, exactly. That's the vibe I'm getting, is like fantasy Warhammer type stuff. Which is the point. It's a minis game, right? That's exactly it. Like, this is cool. Like, look at this guy. He's got the 4 little crab leg thing going on with a big sword. That's awesome. Fate Twister. Oh, that's really cool, man. What's this one? This dude's riding on top of a turret mech. That's cool. That's fantastic. I just love it. I love looking at these. Furia. Big mama. Oh, there's gonna be fan art of Furia. Get ready, boys. Furia gonna get some fan art. I love that her gun has been ripped off from some other, like, turret or mech. Like, the wires are all loosely hanging. That's awesome. So, the only thing that they won't have is, like, they're in these poses, but they're not actually animated to do anything. It would be really cool if they did some, like, Indian in the cupboard type thing where... Excuse me. Get some phlegm. But if they did, like, an Indian in the cupboard type thing where it looks like it's still, right, it's still in the pose, and then depending on what ability you click, it plays that animation. It, like, unfreezes. It like, comes out of it, and it's like, you know? And then it does the thing and goes back to it. Kind of like Harry Potter, right? This is what I think would be cool for the game. Not right now. Get the game out, get it done, get it working, and everybody loves it. Add the animation stuff later, right? Don't worry about it right now. But for the future, it'd be really cool if in like season 3 or season 4, like 2 years from now or something, eventually they get around to making some animations for these, and that way it could be like Harry Potter Wizard Chess, where they're all, you know, still, right? And they don't, like, they all explode. But then you guys remember there was, like, the knight or the queen. I think it was the queen had, like, the sword. And then, like, she took the sword out and, like, swung, you know? And then went back to being, like, the statue. That's what I think of. That would be really cool. Like this guy, you know, he's mid-swing. But the poses are still great. I think it's still fantastic. Like this guy with the 2 guns. Love it. Reminding me of Lex from Paladins, and I always like Lex. Oh, what are you? Maconi Thicket. Damn, boy, he thick. Look at them leaves. I love that he's so big, he's spilling over his pedestal. Like, the roots are going over the pedestal. That's a big boy. That's really cool. Oh, that's funky. It's like a turret, but it looks like a Venus flytrap or something. That's fun. I like this. So here's the Novian Bulwark. This is cool. I like this. I'm gonna have fun painting this one. Let's see. Peacemaker Balam. Oh, nice old dude. Got big bird legs. That's cool. Quetzali. Ugh. I don't like this thing. I don't like how it's like... It looks like a giant fruit or vegetable. Like, it looks like this is like a big squishy brain thing that, like, grew out into all these other parts. It's disturbing. It's too squishy. I'm liking these guys. These guys with the ships. I'm a fan. Oh, look, the way he's on the table is this one little dude holding him up. That's clever. Oh my god, there's so many of these to choose from. And they all have their own abilities and their own, like, oh my god, it's great. These are great. I haven't even gotten to the game. I'm just enjoying these minis. These are fantastic. Let's see. We've got, alien lady? Shrapnel. Oh! Oh, she's got 4 arms. Or he. No, it's she. It's got boobas. It's a she. I like this pack back here holding, like, her ammo. That's cool. And, like, the multi-tails to go with the multi-arms and the multi-ears. That's really, like, God, these designs are really, really good. I love these. They're very original. I don't feel like I've seen these anywhere before. I don't feel like they're ripping this off from somebody. Let's see. Revel says, I just witnessed Tobias do a barrel roll with his helicopter in Saints Row 2. Must be the same... must be the Samedi drug farm I'm blowing up, making my boss see some glitches. Nice. Nice. Oh, big robot boy. Big medic. Looks like a support guy. Stitchy McPatchy. Fuck yeah. His name is Sticky McPatchy. Stitchy McPatchy. Hell yeah. Switchback. I love these guys. Again, I love these guys with the ships. I feel like the clouds could have used a little more detail, but I don't know. That's cool. There's Granny. Granny got the little robo dudes. That's awesome. Let's see, Tipu. Ugh. I do not like these little creatures, man. Something about them, they're just so organic. They just look so squishy and tentacly and... Ugh. They're weird looking. It's not like they're bad looking. It just... Yeah, this bird guy's cool. I like this. I feel like I'll have fun painting his wings. So we saw this one in the trailer where they were showing off painting the minis. Toxoid gets polished. I love his doofy little face. Look at his dumbass little face. I'm Toxoid. Like he's got the big buck teeth like he's a fucking rabbit. That's awesome. Excuse me. So here's Ursix Nectarvern. That's cool. Another plant one. Ursix Scattervine. And Zax Jakar. Is he a hologram? Or a robot of? Okay, so this is some sort of drone, clearly with an eyeball here, that is projecting an image. So is it like this guy's brain is in this robot, so he's projecting the image of himself into like a cyborg thing? Like, I'm not crazy, right? That's what it looks like, because these are scan lines, clearly. It's like he's like a reconstructed holographic cyborg. That's so wicked. Because look, he's like standing on it, like almost mounted onto it. That's awesome. I love this thing. Alright, so that's all of our units, and then we have rosters. So that's the nuts and bolts roster, which I guess a roster is like a deck. So it's like, you know, what do you have? You've got Maximus, Furia, Crankabade, Arya, and then these look to be power levels. So maybe you need like, you know, it's a level 5, so maybe you need 5 mana to summon it or something, or, you know, it takes more. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Unowned. So are there any I don't own yet? No. So these are just the base ones. So there's obviously going to be expansions later. That's probably how they'll monetize it. They'll be like, you know, selling more characters in future patches, which I hope doesn't end up too bad with like selling power. Yeah, I don't know. But let's see here. So let's go back. So that was where you can collect them and paint them. We'll get into painting here in a minute. I want to get the actual gameplay soon. So we have seasons, right? Everything nowadays is a live service game. Everything with a live service has a season pass nowadays. Fortnite started that. So this looks to be open, just as a thing. There doesn't seem to be a paid track, at least not yet. Maybe when the game officially launches, they'll have a paid track, but this looks pretty good. You can get this profile picture. That's a great picture. You can get more paints, right? You get copper, so you get 5 different little paint things. That's fun. You get Gloomside Florio, so you get a different paint scheme set up. I wonder how hard it would be to replicate a paint scheme you see and not, like, get it, basically. Like, here's this paint scheme and then that. But it you know, not that you'd want to go through all that work, but, you know, you get more paints and more paints. So a lot of this to unlock is, like, alternate color schemes already set up. So, like, if I just want, like, oh, I want him in a red ship. Okay, I've got him in a red ship now. I don't have to paint it. But then I can go in and edit it, obviously. Or you get colors that let you paint more. Like this. Like this, I would love. Smugglers. Vibrant red, vibrant yellow, vibrant blue. I like highly saturated things. And then the ultimate thing you get is the Deathbot Extilor. So this is a legendary thing, it looks like, because on the thing, it's showing as orange, I think. Yeah, and then this is like an orange. This is like a purple. No, purple's the selection. So then he's orange. Orange being like a legendary. Yeah, so he's an exhibitor skin. So the exhibitor, the Deathbot Extilor. Or Extilior, not exhibitor. I read it here. Surfing Spiderbot. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I thought of that hologram guy. He's surfing on the Spiderbot. But this is the Deathbot Extilior. So, let's see. Extilior. Where did we see Extilior before? He should be in the E's, right? Yeah, this is Extilior normally. So they remade Extilior into a completely different model with a completely different pose. So that's pretty cool, right? That's something I wouldn't mind paying for, is if it's like, hey, I want him in a different pose, you know? Or maybe give us, like, the rig for these characters, and we can, like, pose them ourselves into different things. Let us do some of the work for you. And then maybe it can be like, you know, hey, whatever the top tier thing is, we'll put it in the next battle pass with, like, a custom color scheme. We'll refine it, and we'll give credit to the artist. And then, like, you know, everybody that unlocks that will know about this guy's great work. And so that would just help the community, I think. I think it's, again, I've said this once, I'll say it 1,000 times. The future of gaming content is in how well the developers can take the tools they use to make the content and give it to the player and say, you guys make some stuff, you guys have some fun, play around, be creative, right? Minecraft proves that people love to be creative. Give them the tools to do that. Excuse me. Okay, so let's see about these videos. Probably going to be a little bit loud.
Goal of the game.
Okay.
The captain is the most powerful unit in play, and each has a unique set of abilities.
Okay. The captain is the leader of the team.
In play. If it gets destroyed, game over.
The captain is the king.
Use
Don't let him kill the king.
WASD to move the camera, or hold the middle mouse button to pan around.
Fair enough.
Cinder. It's used to power special abilities and deploy new units.
So it's like mana.
Turn,
okay.
You gain one more.
Rival says, this is looking good as a game. If they do let people break their own units, it would add some identity to each and every player. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if I have to pay for that feature, right? If you wanted to say, okay, guys, you want access to the posing tool, right? Or you want access to, I don't know, like, more quality... Like don't hold content hostage from the player, but as long as it's priced correctly, if you say, like, hey, we're going to give you the rigging tool, you essentially don't need us anymore, and you can do it on your own. So that, you know, we need, like, upfront return on investment for letting you have that, right? You know, and then, you know, let people share that as well. Like, that's why I said in the Gamescom reveal was, let me share my schemes on a public marketplace. Like the Steam, like Valve was a genius with the workshop. They really were. Because it really helps with modding, it helps people be creative and share their creations, and it's helpful to the community. So I think, yeah, even if they want to say, all right, you guys really want the rigging tools, you want to make your own poses, $20. I could see it, as depending on the price of the rest of the game, right? If it's a free-to-play game, absolutely go nuts with the monetization on cosmetic stuff, right? Which, as long as you're adding things in that players can earn, that everybody can have, and everybody's sort of on it, like, as long as you give everybody enough tools to be creative with the different colors and the different earnable, like, poses and stuff, cool, right? You know, make it a fundraising goal even, right? Just say, hey, if you guys really want the posing tool that badly, tell us you do. Pay us to give that to you, right? We'll make it a GoFundMe or something to be like, look, you guys want it, collectively come together as the community and tell us you want it with your wallet, right? You know, and just be like, look, we'll do it, but only if enough people are interested. Simple. But from the looks of it, I think we're going to have a pretty good game on our hands with it. You know, the game, maybe not. It might take a while to get there. It might take a little bit. They might have to work out some kinks. They might need to add a little more content. But it at least looks like the devs are ready to be very communicative with the with the player base and you know, keep those lines of communication open, which is good.
Better than the last.
Okay, so we have mana here. So far what we've learned about the game is you have the captain, and the captain is like the king in chess, right? He dies, game's over, right? You know, so the goal is to checkmate your opponent, to come in and kill the captain. And then each turn you gain more mana, which is spent on abilities.
Unspent Cinder will carry forward to the next turn automatically.
Okay.
So you can save for a big turn.
Okay, so you can save up to 3. Good. So I'm feeling like Hearthstone. I'm feeling, you know, that kind of, like, mana saving thing. Not bad.
Moving units. While special abilities cost Cinder, moving is free.
Can I read this? Do you guys have, like, a reading thing, or... No, okay. I wish it was in, like, document form as well, so I could just read it at my own pace rather than have to wait for the video to play it out.
Moving units.
Okay.
While special abilities cost Cinder, moving is free.
Okay,
Selecting
movements
a
are free.
unit will
That's
show
good.
where it can move. Moving, attacking, and using abilities can be done by any unit in any order, but pay special attention to the order of your actions.
Okay. So, for those that don't know, there's this thing in Magic the Gathering called the stack, right? So, stack order. So, it's what resolves when, right? So, if let's say I play a spell, right? If I'm a red deck and you're a blue deck, right? Red being offense, blue being, like, counter spells and control. Well, technically white's control, but the point being is if I play Fireball, right? And then you play a counter spell, the counter spell goes off before the fireball goes off, so you stop the spell, right? Because your action started first. So that's what he's saying here with pay attention to the order in which these things happen. So there is a stack order. There is a, this happens before this, so this might, like, there's an ability that says, like, oh, whenever your guy moves, this happens, right? But if you attack and then move, if, you know, there might be a clause in there that's like, you know, on your first action of the turn. So if you try to do that on the second action, it maybe won't activate, right? It maybe won't let you do that. So that sounds like there's gonna be some strategy there.
No more happy hours.
Blocking movement is a critical aspect of the game.
Interesting.
Units can lower accuracy, prevent enemies from melee attacking, or trap other units.
Wow,
you can
okay.
see where your opponent's units can move by hovering over them.
Okay, so enemies cannot move through your units, so you can actually box people in and bully them. That's kind of interesting.
Melee and ranged attack. Most units have a melee or ranged attack.
Okay.
Melee is shown with a yellow icon, and ranged is represented with a blue icon.
Right.
The damage.
So this is spikes because pokey, and then you've got, this is squares, like rectangles, because crosshairs. Makes sense?
Dealt is the number shown inside.
Let me guess, bigger number wins.
Melee attacks are more likely to hit, but you must be touching an enemy unit. Touching units show a grouping line.
Okay.
But note that when a melee unit is attacked, it fights back if it can.
Interesting.
Ranged attack.
Okay, so that's another thing. So this feels like they're stealing a lot from, like, Hearthstone, Magic, and all sorts of other tabletop type games. So in Magic, there's a thing where combat happens simultaneously, unless my creature has, like, first strike, in which my damage, instead of going off at the same time as your damage, my damage would go first. Or, you know, double strike is I do first strike damage and I do normal combat damage. So it's so that's basically what it's saying is, like, if you're close enough to a melee guy, if the melee guy's close enough to hit you and you attack him, he will attack back, right? If he can.
Are less likely to hit, but can be performed at any distance.
Right.
With the ranged unit selected, hold right-click on a target to see the percentage.
So the range is kind of like XCOM.
Some
It's got a
obstacles
percentage
lower your
chance.
to hit, and others block all attacks.
Interesting.
Each unit has a health value. If this is reduced to 0, the unit is destroyed.
Okay.
Remember, when your captain is destroyed, you lose the game.
Well, yep, there goes the captain. Okay, understood. We got abilities.
Spend Cinder to use your unit's abilities.
Right.
Here, Captain Extilior is using a special ability to damage all nearby enemies.
Okay.
Some abilities deal damage, others buff your crew or affect your enemies. Each ability can be used once per turn.
Interesting.
Deployments. You can also spend Cinder to deploy new units from your bridge.
Okay.
The cost of deploying a unit is shown at the top of its tooltip. Click the unit.
So the bridge is like your hand, right? You have the cards in your hand. You can play those if you use the mana to play them.
Then choose where to place it. Note that deployed units cannot act until your next turn.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna keep likening these back to Magic the Gathering because clearly they have like some sort of like a lot of this is sounding like Magic the Gathering rules. So in Magic the Gathering, when you summon a creature, it comes in essentially tapped, right? It has what's called summoning sickness. It can't perform any actions, it can't attack, it can't defend. There's nothing you can do with this creature because it just got here, right? That's to prevent people from playing something big and then immediately swinging with it on that turn. Right? It gives your enemy one turn to understand that, oh, that person's there, you know? Stuff like that.
You can get more units by spending Cinder to reinforce.
Okay. You can use Cinder to get more guys. Alright. Pretty cool.
Ship assists.
Ship
Along
assists.
with units, you also have powerful abilities called assists, which are called down from your ship and take effect immediately.
Mm-hmm. What's the
Assists
limitation
are
there?
chosen from a random pool at the start of each match.
Okay.
They don't cost Cinder, but they do have a cooldown.
Okay. So there's a cooldown on ship abilities, but it's random each match, so that's kind of interesting. That'll keep each match from feeling too samey or letting anybody build a meta around a ship ability, because it's like, you don't know if you're going to have that ship ability. That's kind of cool. I like that idea.
Everything else. Moonbreaker is a rule-changing game. This means each unit will have their own unique ability and their own special way of interacting with the game. And because we keep adding new units, you'll need to keep learning.
Look at all the moves this guy's making. But it doesn't look complex.
You can also hover over keywords to see what they mean, as well as the status effects on a unit to see what it can do.
Okay.
No game will ever be the same, so stay alert.
Okay. So that's pretty good. That they're gonna keep adding stuff. But even when he was making all those moves and buffing all those guys, it didn't look particularly complex. The UI looked clean enough to where I wasn't gonna get into like League of Legends bullshit where, you know, you'd have to read like this pair of boots does like this and this and this and this and all this shit you have to know, and it's like I don't want to know all that. Like summarize it and let me do my combos. All right, make it simple. Oh, that's weird. It kind of bugged out there at the end of the video.
In this video, we're
okay. That's loud for some reason. Why is that so loud?
Going to learn how to paint our units.
Okay, so this is gonna be a little loud for a minute. I don't know why. Seems to be an audio bug. Let me go back out and check on that. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll go back in. I think the painting video might just be audio balanced incorrectly.
In this video, we're going to learn how to paint our unit.
Okay, so apologies. This is gonna be a little loud. I'll try and turn down on my end.
From the collection screen, click the unit you want to paint.
Right.
Many units are placeholder still and you can't paint them, but for finished models, you can see the cursor change to a paintbrush, indicating you can paint it.
Alright, so these are placeholders. These are where the units are going to go when they're finished, but the actual units will be here if they're paintable currently. So that's why it's early access. That's why they're releasing in early access. Some of the stuff's not quite done yet.
Click to start.
That's fair.
Here, you'll see the default paint job. You can create a new paint job by clicking the right arrow at the top.
Okay.
This is also how you set the current paint job you want this unit to use in this crew.
Makes sense.
Now, let's start painting. You can pan the camera by dragging with the mouse wheel, zooming in with the mouse wheel, and rotating with the right mouse button. You can also use the left mouse button for all these if you choose the mode first. Now, let's paint a base color for Maximus. Click Paint and then a color. Now you can paint right on the model. Let's increase our brush size to make this easier. You can use this slider or use the bracket keys.
All right.
Now we can quickly finish our base color.
Now, is there going to be a way to just, like, drop tool it on? Because you've got paint, airbrush, dry brush, and wash, but I'm not seeing a paint bucket here. I don't want to have to... Oh, I want everything to be orange real quick, like, just to start it, you know? Or, like, a certain section, like the clothing, you know? Like, I want to be able to trim that off and not have to be super delicate with it. I want it to be like, look, here's the guns, right? The guns are a perfect example here. These guns he's holding, I want them to be a specific color. So I want to be able to go in and mask out the rest of the model. That way I don't have to worry about painting over it, you know? I don't want to have to get super delicate with it.
If you make a mistake, you can always undo. You can also redo. Now we can paint in the crevices of the model. Choose wash and then a dark color.
Okay, so wash will only do 2.
That's a bit too dark, so let's lower the paint opacity. Now we can fill in the shadows, giving extra color to the more recessed areas.
Right. So now, since he's in... So paint mode is just the opaque layer, so kind of like that albedo channel I mentioned earlier. The wash mode is a... You know, you're just going in and you're getting all those little crevices to make it pop. So he's adding black into these little... Every nook and cranny to make it sort of...
Now, let's use dry brush to make some highlights. This will paint just the surfaces.
Okay.
Let's choose a light color, lower the opacity again, and we can paint the armor. Notice how it's only painting the raised edges.
See, this is the kind of stuff that I'm glad they're including, because it would be a pain in the ass to have to, like, very carefully paint every little piece, because the point is to keep me from doing that. I'm not painting actual minis. I'm painting digital minis. Give me tools that let me do that easier. So you can kind of...
Now dirty up the boots with the airbrush.
Okay.
This will blend spray the new color on, blending with what's beneath it.
Right. Okay. Cool so far. Now, what you gonna do with the rest of it? Because now it's all orange.
Now let's paint the face. We'll choose a skin color and draw it. If we're careful, we can paint the whole face like this. But there's an easier way. If you hold shift, it will constrain the brush stroke to the same piece of the model, making sure it doesn't...
I was waiting for it. Bravo to the Moonbreaker team. You guys actually thought of it. Now, again, it seems like a simple enough thing to be like, oh, well, I just want to paint the face. Let me paint just the face. So the shift click, it will constrain it to just that. Because if you don't know why, in 3D space, when you make like a model and you have the different topology, you have what's known as a UV map, right? So the UV map for the face is a separate part from the rest of the model, right? So that's how they're able to do this, is it's essentially telling the machine that, no, only do this. Exactly what I said earlier with wanting to mask out a certain section, it automatically does it with just holding shift.
Bleed onto adjacent
Beautiful.
parts.
Fucking.
Now we can paint the face easily without worrying about painting the color also.
Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this.
There are a few more things you should know. You can mix colors by painting them in the color mixer.
Oh, I
blend like real paints.
You can blend your own paint. Can I save it?
Then you can select any color you've blended, just like selecting one of the other colors. You can also select the color you've already painted by using the color picker.
Okay, but can I save that palette though?
Also,
that custom
check out
color
the metallic paints at the bottom. They are
No.
great for painting metal.
No.
Finally, once you get a hang of the hotkeys, you can hide most of the UI through Bliss mode. When you're done, just hit the back button and the game will prompt you to save.
Let's go. I love it. He's still very orange, but
Now,
let's go.
You can see that your unit has been updated in your crew view, ready to play. We hope you love painting miniatures as much, or maybe even more than, the game.
You love to see it. Okay. So we did the training video, so we get $100. Awesome. Or 100 little monies. Whatever monies. We get 100 Moonbreaker coin. I don't know what they call this. Okay. So we need to play quick start, win match. Okay, so we do quick start. Let's see where quick start. So game found. Okay, maybe I don't want to. Yeah, let's concede that. I want to play a tutorial level. I want to play something simple to start. Like there's versus player, there's versus AI, and there's cargo run. Okay. Versus player, you choose a roster to compete against another player. So a roster is like a deck, right? It's what minis are you bringing in with you. Each season, earn season track and unit master experience. Okay. AI, choose a roster practice against AI. This mode does not reward experience towards the season track, so you can't just, farm AI for experience. So the AI is just to test your deck. It's not for any other reason. Okay, let's see. Cargo run. Redeem contracts and choose a captain to battle unique bosses through a series of matches. Earn experience towards season track. See, that's a neat idea. So there's like boss fights. There is Valiant Justice, the Outlaws, and Astra and Friends. So this reminds me a lot of like this specific setup, a cargo run. It reminds me of Legends of Runeterra, or just Runeterra as people like to call it. But Runeterra is like a League of Legends card game, which is honestly the most optimal way to interact with the art because you get to see the beautiful art and you don't have to play the garbage that is League of Legends. Yeah, I said it. But they in the card game they actually have this similar mode where they call it the lab, or they call it labs or experiments or something like that. And you come in and you battle a specific type of deck in a specific run, like a series of matches continuously. And you collect more cards along the way to keep building the deck. And you don't always win, but it's kind of cool. So this could be something like that. That sounds interesting. So let's try verse AI so we can get an idea for this. Now there doesn't seem to be a tutorial, to my understanding, because I just hit quick start. It just gave me a person. Okay, I'm gonna turn this back up, by the way. Here we go. So let's try verse AI with Extilior as our captain. So Extilior is Methodori unranked. Okay, I don't know what that means. He is the captain. He has Rally, a random ally within range gains Shield of Hope when a rival is destroyed. Okay, so that's probably best used when I have only one unit next to him. So only that one unit is in range, so that instead of making it random, it will technically... Actually, it might choose him as the random unit, now I think about it. That might always make it a maximum of 50-50 chance. I don't know. So for one... What do they call it? Cinder? So for one Cinder, we get Shield of Hope, which reduces the next damage to unit by 1. So, damage reduction. Nice. 2 Cinder, we can do Sword of Justice, which deals 3 damage to all units in range. So he's doing the big spinny thing that we saw earlier. Maximus is a rank 1. He is fleet-footed. When Maximus damages a target, it refreshes his move. Oh! Or its move, right. So Maximus can refresh their move ability when they damage a target. So you can run towards an enemy, shoot them, and then run away. That's a nice one. I like that. As a mono red player, in Magic the Gathering, mono red is usually goblin decks and like fireballs and drakes, and it's built for speed. You know, it's built for haste, and you're just trying to get as much damage out as quickly as possible. That tickles my red mono deck. You know, my inner child that likes the red mono deck. Let's see. So Furia, that was the big lady we saw earlier. Power up. If Furia didn't attack in a turn, take 1 damage. Ooh. But you also gain +3 attack for the next attack only. So if she doesn't attack during her turn, or during your turn, if you don't have Furia attack, she'll take 1 damage, but you'll hit harder next turn. That's an interesting trade-off. Crankbait. I don't remember which one Crankbait is. He's probably one of the ones with the flying around in the ship. Let's see. Grappling Chain, you move the unit towards Crankbait. So you yoink them towards you. So you could do your action before your move. So you could do action if moves are allowed afterwards. So theoretically, I could do action on Crankbait, pull somebody to me, smack them, and then run back away. So that's an interesting combo I just thought of. So he is damage 1, health 9. She is damage 2, health 8. Maximus is damage 1, health 6. Extilior, being a captain, he is damage 2, but health 20. Because he needs the survivability, because he's the target. So Arya, ranged unit. So he's melee, he's ranged, or she, Furia she. We're just going to call everybody they. So Arya, they are ranged. For 2 Cinder, we get Stillness, which gains +75% accuracy until she moves or takes damage. Okay, so now I know the pronouns. No, so until she moves. Okay. Let's see. Detonia. Interesting. Lob Explosive. Deal 2 damage to all units in the area. That seems like a ship ability. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Airborne, Melee, Jailbreak. He has Lockup. Touching rivals are immobilized. Ooh, nice. So Tipu, whenever Tipu hits, it permanently gains +1. Come again? Are you telling me I can buff Tipu just by smacking somebody, then running away from them? Smack, run away, smack, run away, smack, run away. Just imagine. So Tipu might start small. Well, not small, it's a level 4. But starts at level 4 with 3. But every time they hit, they're going to hit harder the next time, and the next, and the next. That's awesome. I love permanent buffs. Let's see. Sticky Mucus from the Snareling. Ugh. When Snareling hits, it immobilizes the target for a turn. That's pretty good. Toxoid, with the big goofy buck teeth. Let's see. Airborne with Poison. Restore 1 health at the end of its turn. Not bad. And Florio Lancer has Slow. Bombard, deal 3 damage to all units in an area. Okay. So this is interesting. They don't actually do damage. They are... I think these are support guys. Detonia and Florio Lancer are all... They seem to be ability-based. They don't do normal attacks. Okay. Okay, so these are all my guys. This is Florio. This is Toxoid. Can I see... Yeah, this is Tipu back here. Tipu's the little... person we saw before. Snareling, Jailbreak, Extilior, Maximus. So that's the guy with the guns we saw before. Arya, Furia, Crankbait, and Detonia. So it seems like we have in this kit a lot of these like technology guys that all wear similar armor, including this one. But then we also have a couple of plant dudes, like a bug dude, a monkey dude, and a plant dude. And then a Jailbreak dude. So these are like more wild faction guys. So a little bit of wild faction, but a lot of these troopers. That's cool. What's this? Oh, this is how they enter the battlefield. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I see. It's showing me, like, what is a common, an uncommon, a rare, an epic, and a legendary version. So this is, if I have the legendary version, it looks different. It looks like it's got more stuff going on. So I wonder if I can rank that up or if I have to, like, get a legendary unlock from somewhere. Okay, I won't do any painting yet. I just want to kind of test it out and see what we're working with on the gameplay. And then we'll try the painting a little bit, I think, tonight. We'll kind of run down the checklist.
I seek only justice.
Alright, so we got Extilior
Has arrived.
versus Extilior.
Ready to mingle. Grenadier here.
Grenadier. I am calm. Okay, hold on. Sorry, adjusting the microphone. It's a damn sweet spot with this thing. It's not like my last mic that just went, you know, it was nice. Okay, let's see. So, this is our ship abilities. What's this? Okay. Let's see. So, these are our ship abilities. Orbital Strike, 4 turns to... number of turns until it's can be used. Okay, so this is a 2 charge, this is a 4 charge. Okay. Deal 3 damage to all units in area. Move units in area apart. Cinder Infusion. Gain 3 Cinder. Restore 1 health to Captain. That'd be a good one. Stasis Field. Stun unit. Okay. Escape Hatch. Randomly deploy the most expensive unit with a max cost of 7 for free, but it takes 2 damage. Ooh. Damn. That's crazy. Charge Nano Shield. Give ally invulnerable. So if we popped both of those at the same time, we could do Escape Hatch and then make them invulnerable for the next turn so that they can't be hurt. And then our support guy could come in and come heal him. My brain's already going with these strategies. I think we'll do basic. We'll just do Orbital Strike and Disruptor Beam. We'll keep it basic. Okay. Please tell me there's no timer on this. I don't like timers on turns. Okay, so we can WASD. We don't actually need the mouse to pan too much here. Okay, so it's my turn. It's his turn. Okay. Or it was his turn. It's my turn now. So that's block movement and reduce accuracy, blocks movement and sight. Okay. Sightline's very important in tabletops. So we can do Shield of Hope, which reduces next damage to unit. I don't think he'll be able to reach me, so we should probably just do that. Let's...
Actions cannot be undone.
Okay, so tab to select him, or I can use shift to select the captain. I don't know if I need that necessarily then, because I can just left click him anyway. But yeah, let's see. This is this move speed. This is another reason I wanted to fight the AI, so I can mess with some of this gameplay stuff. Okay. I'm trying to see the subtitles pop back up. Because I'm trying to... Subtitle size was 100. I think that was fine. Subtitle speed. I think that's fine. Yeah, the problem is I can't get rid of, like, that opaque back layer to them. I wish you could change that a bit. Because I personally, when I do subtitles, I don't like the box. I prefer, like, the words, but then around them is, like, a little bit of a stroke that's a different color, so that helps pop it out. But it doesn't obscure in, like, a rectangle, you know. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, is sensitivity. Gamepad mouse speed. Okay, yeah. Edge scroll. So edge scroll, we can do this. We can zip around like this if we want to. Can I change the actual... Okay, console. Oh, look at that. You can look at the console. Okay, go away. Alright. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a speed for the WASD movement. I don't think so. It's kind of slow, though. This is for... Yeah, that's just for painting. Yeah. So, there are some quality of life things, like moving is... I can move like this. Or I can move like this to pan it. I don't know why it wouldn't just be left-click on the ground, or just left-click anywhere and drag. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be using just WASD anyway to kind of look around slowly, and then I can, like, pan up and pan down. So if I do this and then go to my guide, is it just... Sweet, it just tracks back to my unit. I don't have to move the camera that much. I can look around with it, but I don't... Like, if I have units all spread out across here, I can just tab to them and it'll come back. That's nice. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna Shield of Hope on me.
Use this wisely.
Because it's not... You know, yeah, it's next damage to this unit, not... It's not for that. It's not for, what am I trying to say here? It's not like the next turn's damage, right? Or something like that. It doesn't have that kind of condition. So I assume what it's going to do is let me just build up a sort of resistance by the time he gets to me. And then I think I will run from this, but actually, are you ranged? No, you're melee. Yeah, so I'll just keep running away from him until I build that up. Okay, and then end turn. I actually might do shift for end turn now that I think about it. Because with the captain, I feel like I'm just going to tab it anyway. So, yeah, shift end turn. Or maybe middle mouse end turn. Yeah, shift for this. Shift for pan. Oh no, middle mouse is on ability 3. Okay, so back, forward. Okay, and then my brain. Hey, hold on. Okay, I can't scroll. I can scroll in, but then out. Okay, I'm just trying to think of like what I need to use the middle mouse for. So shifting, no, middle mouse, no. We're gonna do that for shift. We're gonna do panning, I don't know, Z to pan. I don't care. Let's see, if we go to toggle bridge, shift. Okay, so if I go shift for that, captain, we'll just put captain on C. That'll work fine. And then, yeah, shifts there, Z for pan. And then, yeah, we'll do middle mouse to end turn. Oh, excuse me. Or maybe we'll do... I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like, what's here. Is left control used for anything in the game? No. Okay, left control. That way it's closer than having to hit enter, but it's out of the way to where I know I'm not gonna randomly smack it like a dipshit and be like, no, I ended my turn, fuck, I was gonna do stuff. Okay, I gotta restart the chat here. Looks like stream's still going, though. Okay, so end turn with left control. Alright, so far so good. So I can watch him make his move. No. You may go fuck yourself. See, he's armoring up as well. Okay, so I can blast him apart with that. Okay, view crew that are ready to deploy. Okay. So he's ready. So we can get Teutonia in here, deal 2 damage to all units. So that would have been another reason to hold on that. Because if I had 3 now instead of 2, I could get crankbaited. So I wasn't thinking. I was thinking about protecting the captain, not, you know, nah. So these seem to indicate green is a move, red is an attack, and yellow is cinder. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to bridge with Alt. Okay. Then we're going to get Teutonia deployed. I can only oh, interesting. You have to deploy them around the captain. Okay, well, hang on. Let me look at Teutonia again. He deals 2 damage to all areas in area. Okay, so I should probably have her fight him first. So we'll put her close.
Good taste.
She can't do anything, though, because she's got that summoning sickness going on.
I forget nothing.
I forget nothing. Actually might make the subtitles a little smaller just to check it. We'll go 50%. Oh, okay, cool. It's actually showing me what the subtitles are look like when I change it. Not too small. What happens if I go 400%? Holy fuck! Why would you let me do this? Okay. 100%'s fine. I think 75 is closer. I wish it was on a slider instead and not on a preset. Let's see, speed. That's ungodly slow. That's a little fast. Yeah, so 75 seems to be a good default. You can actually reach it. Let me check the input actually one more time, because I want to make sure I've got my abilities on the right thing here. Back, forward for abilities 1 and 2, shift and space for those abilities, and then alt for the bridge. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so
Calculate or contemplate.
Okay. Where have we moved to? We could start moving up to Bully Extilior. Because the sooner we kill him, the sooner we win. It doesn't matter how many units he has on the board afterwards. That boy did. Yeah, we'll end the turn. He's bringing somebody in.
Soon my plans come to fruition.
Okay, so... What the hell was that? Oh, I tried to click him, but he's not my unit, so I can't. Okay. Let's see. Toss it. Throw a unit and deal 1 damage to it. Oh, that's not good. Okay, you have 20 health. You're not hitting for anything. But you do have Lob Explosive. Sorry about that. I have somebody, in here. Give me just a moment. All right, we are back. Apologies for that. That was a friend that I don't speak to too often because he's usually got a busy schedule. He was ironically telling me about minis, about his minis that he ordered from some guy in Canada. So, yeah. Not that we're like into minis together or anything. It's just like, you know, he does like the physical stuff, and I like the more digital stuff. Okay, so let's see. So she can do 2 explosives. I think I could get some money on the bridge though. Yeah, I can take Crank Train down. Okay, let's move some people away.
That cinder glow.
We're gonna move you here. I don't know why I didn't move him first. I really should have moved the commander first. Okay, and then we're gonna bridge it. We're gonna bring in Crankbait. And we're gonna put Crankbait over here.
All hands on deck.
Oh, is Crankbait a lady? Oh, it is a lady. Got little, she got blue, like, tied up, like, pigtails. Right? That's cool. Okay, I think we're good. I don't think we have any more mana to spend. Okay, who's next on bridge? Who do we got? Okay, we need to get 4 and 5, so we're gonna have to start saving mana to get these guys. So then we have Disruptor Beam, so if they run up on us... Yeah, they're both melee, so it should be fine. Alright, enter. What are you guys gonna do? What is that? Oh, okay. Oh, you done fucked up.
If they try, they'll fail.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Deliciously devious.
What happened there? Hold on. What did you do? Guardian. Guardian and the nearest ally in range and line of sight are 40% harder to hit. Okay. I don't have stuff like that on my guys. A random ally within range gains Shield of Hope when a rival is destroyed. Ah, I see. Okay, so wait, how'd you throw me away? Oh, throw unit. Ah, I was right here. I was close enough for him to grab me. Shit. Okay. Yeah, I wish there was like a tile overlay you could do to see everybody's range all at once. That's a quality of life thing that I think they should add to the game later. Not right now. Get all the other stuff in first, and then add like an overlay so you can see what everybody's move and attack distances are, and you know, like just like if we're digital, let me have as much control over the UI as I want. Okay, so you got explosives, but I need to pull in somebody here. So you got lockup. Touching rivals are immobilized. Okay. How much damage you guys? Together you're doing 5 damage, and you can toss me. Gotta make the jumper have to toss me. Let's see. So if I spawned him here, he wouldn't be. These guys wouldn't be able to move. But it'd basically be a sacrificial thing. Yeah, you know what? Let's do... Oh, you know what? I have an idea. Do that. And then we're gonna have you move away... We're gonna have you move actually over here. We're blocking him in, so he can't... Now this one can't move at all because he's blocked on all 4 sides. Or she, I think that's a she. I don't know, I can't see, the steam vent's in the way. Let's see, I thought it was a chick. It was a chick last night when I was drunk. Okay, that's a bad joke. But, okay. So now you can attack.
Cannot be undone.
No, you need to attack her. Oh, miss! I missed half of that? Is the steam vent messing? Reduced accuracy. We're all in the steam vent. Fuck! Okay. Okay. Understood. Okay, so this has... Okay, this goes to all units. I don't want to hurt my units with this. So maybe I can lay it... Oh, I can touch it just on them. How you like me now? I'm trying to destroy this one because she's getting, you know, harder to hit. I want that gone, right? Okay. I don't have anything to lob. I have an idea. I have a really good idea, actually.
This is my jam.
Well, actually, where's your... I can't do grappling chain on this one. Fuck. Okay. We're gonna get you ready over here.
This place have LA?
I should have hit him over on this side, actually. So he couldn't be targeted. Shit. Well, they're all melee units anyway. Point being, okay. You can't do anything. You're just a tank. He's just kind of tanking for me right now. Get you nice and close. Oh, she can't attack. Okay. But the point being is they're all right there. They're all right there. Okay. Now... Oh, that's cool. It shows me where they're all going to land. Now, if I do this... So whatever's in the center is going to stay there. And then everything's going to move around it. Okay. Maybe this to blow those guys over there? No, because I put so much work into doing that. So then maybe next time I'll use the disruptor. Crew there, ready to deploy. I have one. Okay, yeah, I gotta wait for the next turn, though. Alright, let's go. Okay, so he tosses them. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Okay. Because as long as they're distracted attacking this one, then my commander is safe. Or my captain, rather. Fuck! Okay, probably gonna lose Detonia. What are you doing? What is that? Why are you reinforced now? What? Why did you get reinforced? Lifeline. Restore 5 health. No, because I only knocked 1 point off her. What? Where did you get reinforced? How did that happen? I guess because he moved, it reactivates the Guardian thing. Okay. So now I think is the time to use the blast to knock them all away. I have an idea. We're gonna do this. Everybody gets pushed apart. You sit over there with him. You come here. But if I do that, I won't be able to spawn Authority. Yeah, and she gains a lot of attack, so I need to get her on the field as quickly as possible. Okay. I'm gonna spawn Authority and let her block for her.
I ache for battle.
Okay, so I can't do any special moves this time. But I can fuck your shit up and lock you up. Act. So now he's locked up, so as long as he's touching, he can't move. But he can throw me, which is a problem. But we're gonna solve that problem by smacking his face. So wait, I'm 2. Why do you only hit for 1? Maybe it's like his 2 versus my 2, and since we're the same, we actually do half damage. I don't know. I need more details on that. Okay. So you... We're gonna block in this way so you can't really run. Melee 1. Okay, why'd you do 0? Okay. I think I'm figuring this out. This has 2. Okay. Jailbreak has 2. Chuck and Co has 2. If it's the same amount of power, they do half that power to each other. Right? That's why he only had 1. But if you have the lower power, you don't do damage to the other person. Because they retaliate and they're overpowering you. Okay, that's actually a really cool mechanic. That's kind of fun. I like that. Okay, so you're hanging out there. You're doing that. You can't do anything. You're gonna die. But I need you to do like the 2 damage thing. So I need to wait on that. Because I don't have anybody else in the deck, so we're good. Yeah, add a random crew to bridge for 3. So yeah, next round we'll be able to do that. So I need to keep you alive for a minute. Let's keep you over here. I should have moved him first. Look! I should have moved the captain first to help block for her. Because he could have been right here. Okay. It's fine. Alright, at least this one's blocked in, so they're kind of fooked. Okay, yeah. Shield of Hope. Random ally within range. Get shield when a rival strike. Okay. So let's do this right here. Because he's going to be in the smoke, which gives him reduced visibility. I wish we could get, like, little icons telling us that they have a reduced visibility or something. That would be helpful in the UI. Okay.
It's almost time.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. Uh-oh. Okay, that's...
Precisely
Okay. He threw his own guy away. Interesting. He threw his own guy out of the way so that they could all be back here and safe. Smart. Uh-oh. Oh, my guy's wide open. I should have moved... Okay. That's fine. Alright, so Furia got a 5.
I'll control your breathing.
Okay, 0% chance to hit because of where she is. Alright, you only do 2, though. Could hit him, but these guys are already hitting, so I don't see why I don't just keep wailing on him. Well, no, because you can't hit.
Best time.
I have an idea.
This
I don't know if
place
it's gonna
out
work,
LA?
but we'll see if it does. Okay, we're gonna put you there. Smack him down. Good. And then you move back over here.
It's fine.
Now you should
I'm
have
fine.
a pretty clear sight. 86% chance to hit. Because this fucking little thing's next to him. Okay.
Let's uncork one.
What I'll do is I think what I'll do is I'll take him out with this. And if it doesn't take him out, I can do the other one. Yeah, because she's getting a +5 on that. That should work. 86%. Come on, that's gotta hit, right? Yes! Okay, one down. You need to move back.
An engaging perspective.
You need to move here to block her so that you can't... Oh, but I'm grouping up. He might hit me with some shit from the sky or something. No. No. Yeah, rapid fire, slow for 2 turns. Okay. You're ranged. Alright, he's still out of range, but he is going to move closer. Now, can you... Okay, it is a distance thing with a grapple chain.
Grenade.
Actions cannot be undone.
I assume you also have a certain range. Okay, yeah. So if they move closer, I can hit them with that, but not right now. Okay, let's screw somebody.
Looking good.
Then we'll... Nope, nope. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the captain to do his Shield of Hope on himself. Keep him alive.
Always.
Okay, and then I think I'll bank... Oh, cool, I can get Maximus in here. Because he's only a level 1. And then I'll bank the last one. Whatever Maximus damages target, refresh move. Yeah, that's the good shit. Okay. We're gonna have Maximus behind this sandbar chair.
Let's make history, people.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. Who are you gonna attack? Yep. Oh, he's alive! He lived! Jailbreak is still alive. Let's go. And she can't attack him to finish him off because all this is in the way. And she's also a melee unit.
So nice, we'll fire 'em twice.
Alright, so he upped himself. Alright, so he switched from switchback, so he's rapid fire and slow. Okay. Let's think here. What can we do? 7, 8, 8, 18. I could just start wailing on their captain, but he also has lifeline, so he can restore 5 to an ally with 5 or less. So once he hits 5 on the captain, he can play that to bring him back up. So basically, whoever I attack needs to get killed in one shot.
I am in control.
What? Fucking there.
I
There we go.
tried to keep this civil.
Okay. Then would Sword of Justice... Oh. Well.
My grenades. I love them.
I wanted to see what the range... Oh, if you cover... I just killed my guy. I was going to use her explosive. Shit! Alright, fine. Fuck it. No, because the monkey... Alright, you know what? Monkey gonna die anyway. Monkey got more damage than them. He can at least finish that one off. What do you mean units aren't touching? It's right there! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Fine.
Meditating is for tiny pets.
Alright, need to bail out. Oh, this guy's range, isn't he? Fuck, he is.
Where's the cutie with the
Okay.
flamethrower?
I have an idea. Okay. And then... You're ranged. Okay, you're ranged on 2, actually. Now, we're gonna move closer to make sure I can get this fucking hit. I want that 10% more. He's just got the 40% reduction off that. Fuck. Please. Let's go. Okay. That get is sick. Alright, what else can we do here?
At your service.
Maximus is ranged as well.
I forget nothing.
You got Shield of Hope. It reduces damage by 1. Trying to save a unit here.
This is my jam.
Nope, goddammit. Yeah, put it on him to maybe save him next.
Is prudent.
Okay. And then... in there... I got nothing here. Because if I try to swing, they'll just counter swing and kill me.
Oh, I forgot my lucky cravat.
Okay, I have an idea here. Let's yoink this dude over here. I'm not gonna swing on him. I just wanted him over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. Then range it. So he can't retaliate. And then I'm gonna move again to get set up over here. Yeah. Well, actually, he can't retaliate anyway because ranged units can't retaliate. Like things have to be in melee distance for that. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what the video said.
Having the best time.
Okay, so that's kind of a block there. Anybody else with moves or anything? No, they're all done for. Okay. And then I might. Yeah, we're gonna crew it. Alright, we can get Toxoid next. Excuse me. Okay, who can we move apart here? Okay, if I blast her, she'll be moved back. Yeah, but she'll still just move up and swing anyway. Okay, I can move him, I think. Do I want to move him closer? No. Yeah, let's move you guys apart so you have less of a chance of getting hit by the range. So, because the further they are, the less chance they'll get hit. Maybe. It also takes into account line of sight, which is why I put him back here. Could have put him more in cover, but... Alright. That's all we can do. So I hope it's enough. Because then we have bombardment, so we can maybe do some damage with that. This is not going to end well. It's not going to end well. Still alive, bitches! Nobody's killing Furia today. Oh, he missed! Never mind. Ah, he lifelined him. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Jesus, this is not going well. This game is hard. Like, this shit is hard to think about. Okay. Toxoid. We're gonna make Toxoid here.
Where's the cutie with the flamethrower?
Want me? I'm right over here.
You have Sword of Justice, which hits for 3. Sword of Justice! Yes? Yes. Sword of Justice.
Are a distraction.
Crew it. Okay, who do we got up next? We got Tipu coming in. Alright, this will do 3 damage. Try and do it to where it just hits them and not me. Oh, very close, but it should hit them. Oh, it hit them, but not me. Very good. So she's hurting.
We must do this.
So I can finish her with a smack. Good. And the enemy commander now has lower health than me. Alright. Commander, captain. It's a captain, but I keep calling it a fucking commander. Okay. Yeah, so since nobody was around, he gets Shield of Hope for free because he's the only unit in the range for his passive of Rally to pop off with. That's awesome. Okay.
Hey, is that hulking deathbot with the horsey vibes here?
I have an idea.
Like my
Can I hit him? How? How did you... Alright. Confusion. Alright, I have an idea. I'm at least going to make you get out of position. Like, you're gonna take my crankbait away from me. Oh, damn it, I don't have it for chain. Alright, well, it'll at least be a distraction over there. Okay. I'm at least reducing his field, so that's good. Oh, fuck, he's moving. No! Leave Toxoid! Toxoid just got here! Leave him alone! Brother, come on now. Okay, what is reinforced? Oh, okay, reinforced comes from... like, bridge. Like, some shit. I don't know. Yeah, bridge, reserve, available crew that can still be reinforced. Yeah. This is how many is in your deck. This is how many is actually on the bridge, ready to go. So it's kind of like baseball. You've got your dugout where your players are all sitting, and then you've got on deck where it's like the guys, you know, like the guy's sitting there warming up, getting ready for his turn at bat, basically. All right, you have poison, so maybe I can poison this guy. Actually, I should. You know what? If he's gonna die anyway, I should just poison this guy if I can. You have airborne, which means you can move through obstacles. That's great. You have poison, which is after damaging crew, reduce it to 1 health. What? After damaging crew, reduce it to 1 health. Okay, but I have to actually cause damage, which I need. Like, you only do one thing, so I guess the idea is you have to get him up to a certain point. I don't know. Let's test this theory of being able to do damage. Okay, see, he did do damage there. So now he's down to 1 health.
Want me? I'm right over here.
Oh, maybe my captain will get just close enough. Maybe? Is the captain close enough? Oh, he's just close enough to save him with the Sword of Justice. Let's go, Sword of Justice. Just close enough to stop him. Okay.
Shots?
Alright, we're gonna pull crew guy. I have an idea. Because I don't want him getting close to things, so... I need to get closer. See, I wish it would show me that ring. Well, it does, because it's the... basically just a little bit past where I can move. Yeah, so anything within this ring, you guys can't see it. It's kind of faint. It's like up, if you look at the road. I'm pointing at the screen like you guys can see it. If you look at the road, there's like that white line, that very faint white line. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's a, it shows me what my new, like, range for my ability is going to be. That needs to be brighter. I need, like, a harder line to see that. Like it needs to be as hard as this line, so that I know what I'm dealing with here. Okay. So we can move you here. Not sure why you went that way when this way would have been shorter, but alright. Because I have an idea. We're going to smack him down. Get a little damage off there. Alright. We've got a bridge member. When Tipu hits, it permanently gains. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Tipu here to get ready to attack. Okay, you're already tapped out. Because this, see, he's aiming this way. You guys see what I'm lining up for here? Now, let's do Field of Hope on Toxoid to make sure Toxoid stays alive, because he's good for taking out the crew members. You're going to die, unfortunately, after. I didn't. Oh, I forgot it costs a cinder. So I can't do grapple chain. Shit. Okay. Maybe I can bop them both that way at least. Can you hit from there? I'm trying to hit him with this. I mean, I could just move him. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just move him next to it. And then we'll shoot from here. Alright. So he has 1 damage. That's interesting. Okay, and then he can actually run back here so he won't be attacked. That's cool. So he has rapid fire. When ranged unit attacks, it fights twice. Ah, see? That is double strike from MTG. I know where they're taking these ideas from, and I like it, because these are a lot of good concepts from other games I've played. Okay, and then we have the blasty thingy. So then if we blast him closer... I don't want to blast him too close, because then he'll actually be in a good spot to fuck me. Yeah. I think you're shielded up with Shield of... Yeah, no, Toxoid's got Shield of Hope, so it should be fine. What I might do is push them over here, so they have to move further. Like, they have to make a bigger move to try and come help. See? Because now there's cover in the way. They can't just shoot. Alright, I'm starting to get it. And Toxoid got a thing back. Uh-oh. He's gonna do the spinny. I
do what I must.
No, Toxoid! He was the best of us. Alright, there goes Toxoid. Oh, fuck. This dude just dropped in. Okay. He's got airborne. He's got deferred maintenance. When it attacks, 70% chance to also damage itself and all units within range. Fuck. That's not good. I kind of see a setup here that I want to go for. Just not sure if it's going to work. This could be really cool if I can pull it off. Okay. You need to attack. Okay.
Be brave.
God damn it, I have to move him like 2 inches to get this to go off. How many do I have? I have 7 here. You don't have an ability, you just have ranged. You don't have an ability, you just have ranged. You have an ability. I need to save at least 1. So we will... forward. We will reinforce.
Jealous?
Pick our bridge, so they'll be coming in next time. I don't think there's going to be a next time, boys. I don't think there's going to be a next time. Watch this. He's done.
Shots?
Get yoinked. Yoink him right into the middle of the pile.
Want me?
And then,
Right over here.
comes out of nowhere. Ah! The captain dies. Dude, look at that combo. Everybody's just hitting together. That was awesome. I mean, entirely unnecessary. He had low health. I could have just basic attacked him. But it's cool, because I didn't lose any guys in that. I lost other units, but not in the final confrontation. That was cool. I like the early access painted on the door. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. What's next? I think I'll check out the painting tonight. We'll do a little bit of that to see how quickly I can just put a basic scheme on something. And then tomorrow, I'm going to do another stream, and we'll get into Quick Start. We'll get into playing online. We'll do, you know, maybe we'll check out some of the cargo run stuff, right? So we'll probably warm up tomorrow with another AI round, and then do, you know, some player stuff, and then cargo run. That'll probably be how we do it tomorrow. But right now, I want to do a little bit of painting before the end of stream, because I want to end stream and I want to go back to playing Borderlands 3, essentially. So let's see. Who do we want to paint? So I go to collect and paint. I just want to paint, though. Didn't the thing say I could just paint if I wanted to?
And you can't paint them, but for finished from the collection screen, click the unit you want to paint.
Okay, so I think that's probably an old version of the collection screen, so this seems to be more of a list form. Ah, yeah, see, there's different... they call them cultures, so to them, a culture is a faction, right? So we have the smugglers. Okay. So basically all the guys I like, all the robot dudes. Then you have the Methodry, which are like gilded, you know, imperial warriors. That's fun. Then we have the Cholek, which are the organic plant and, you know, whatever kind of like jungle people. So that's kind of cool. Let's see here. Which one do I want to paint? Well, who do I use? Who's in my deck? Can I see it by... See, I would like to be able to see it by roster. Can I? See, I can see the rosters here. I can make a new roster, actually. So I can put stuff together myself. That'll be something we'll do tomorrow once I get a little more familiar with the game. We can try out some new stuff. So that's cool. So who do I have? I have Extilior, Maximus, Furia, Crankpay. You know, maybe we'll do Maximus, because Maximus was their example as well. Maximus should be a smuggler. Is he a smuggler or a methodry? Oh, Maximus... Yeah, Maximus is a methodory. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if I want to start with something simple, like the Novian Bulwark, or if I want to go straight to painting a person. Because painting skin is, like, getting the skin tone right might be a little hard. I mean, it'll just be basic colors, but that takes more, like, knowledge of washes and stuff. Whereas making a really pimped out turret isn't, you know, super complex. I mean, here we go. You know what? Extilior. We'll do Extilior, because Extilior is our, like, captain. We're going to be looking at him a lot, so we might as well repaint him, because we know we're going to be using him tomorrow. So, there's lore here. That's cool. So, Extilior. Defend the innocent. Protect the weak. Do not recoil before your enemy. Combat evil deeds bred by corruption. Do not show mercy to the corrupt. Be faithful to her pledged word. Honor and protect your home moon. Always be the champion of righteousness against injustice. Serve the God Emperor. Like, you can just feel. You could just feel the Warhammer 40k like fucking Space Marine shit with that. That's awesome. So the Methodori are clearly based on Space Marines, like clearly. Let's see. I am no longer a machine interpreting code. This code of chivalry is one I can contemplate and choose to act upon. I can follow a sunlit path or one in shadow. So this is a machine for the Methodori. So the Methodori built this machine to be a warrior, but it has since gained sentience, and now it's its own person. That's cool. So there's no stats. It's currently common up here. I don't know what that's about. Because, see, this one... These ones have, like, a little thing next to them. You can't do that to him, though. What is this? Ah, okay. So you can change unit rarities. Interesting. So this is what you would spend, like, your, I guess, your rank points on. Like, if you earn experience or rank points, you would spend it here to make them an uncommon, a rare, an epic, or a legendary. To make them, like, cooler. Right? Either make them look cooler, maybe it changes the pose or something. We'll have to play with that later and find out. But right now, let's do... Nah, you know what? Auxiliary's got a lot of stuff to him. He's very complex. I feel like it needs something simple, so I'm probably gonna go with the turrets. Just something with not too much going on. Maybe this? Maybe... No. Maybe we can do this guy. He's not... I don't know. It's hard to choose, because, like, mini painting takes a while no matter what you're painting. I think this one's simple enough. We could probably paint this up real quick and do a little test run. Just to test and see, like, how good the painting is. Okay, so you can rotate around with left. That's good. You can do the middle mouse to grab that. That's good. Rotate around. Okay, so I feel like if I'm gonna do that, let's do right-click for the panning. Let's see, where's the pan in here? Yeah, rotate, right mouse, no. Yeah, because it already works with left mouse. So what I need is... Yeah, pan is right, alt, or middle mouse for some reason. Yeah, no thank you. Let's go to right mouse button for that. Oh god, it's linked to both, so it's trying to do both. Okay, I didn't realize it was still linked to both. Okay, let's just say rotate is... Let's just do middle mouse button, fine. Okay, so this is orbit. That doesn't perform quite the same. This is another thing, he's getting the controls right for this to make it smooth. No, it is the same. It's just not fucking centered on him, which is a goddamn travesty. Is there like a center button? I feel like there's gotta be like a center button, right? Okay, so let's do rotate middle mouse. This is, I don't know, fucking right mouse for panning. Yeah, center camera F. F for focus. Okay, yeah, that's how they do it in like Maya. You hit F and it'll go to that. Mask with shift. Yep, we know that. Alt for the eyedropper. Makes sense. Toggle bliss mode. So that's to... Excuse me. Ugh. That's to get all the shit off the screen so you just see the model. Undo, Control Z, redo, Control Y. Yeah, that sounds about right. Actually, what I might do is do forward and backward on that to make that a little quicker. Or at least do the side button for a redo. I don't know. Nah, because Control Z and Control Y, because I don't find myself redoing. If I hit Control Z, I tend to not need to reach all the way to Y to redo something. You know, unless I'm intentionally toggling something. Let's see. Let's see. Control bracket to increase opacity. Shift bracket to control the hardness. Okay. And then brush size is just bracket. So brush size, control bracket for opacity, shift bracket for hardness. Okay, so hardness and opacity are actually different. That's interesting. Moving up and down, right? We know this. Okay, this should work. These settings should work. And there's rotating and zoom speeds and such, so. Okay, so if we want to right-click, we can move it around. And then we can left click to color it, right? So we can right click, we can focus it. So yeah, I can't do the left click now to rotate. It's not letting me. Okay, so maybe we'll have to do right mouse for that, and then maybe space. Maybe space to pan. Maybe that'll work. So if we go space. Actually, we'll use the side button for pan. Why am I making this different from? Because when I work in Blender, my side mouse button is pan as well. So I don't know why I'm using different keys in this. Oh, what if I use this? What if I use that? No, just put it on the button you usually use, jackass. Okay. And then F for focus. Yep. And then undo, redo. Fine. Okay. So now if we do this, yeah, now we can pan. Middle mouse is still on pan for some reason. I guess that's just, that might be a bug. I don't know, because clearly I took it off pan, so. Maybe it's just middle mouse is always pan. Okay, but then there's also rotations. Yeah, but then if you click in here, that's why it was doing both before, because whichever one you're in, it's context sensitive to what your camera's doing, right? So. Okay, so we're gonna do rotate. We'll just keep that on rotate. I don't need any other crap. Yeah, so then rotate, zoom in, zoom out. Good. Okay, so now I'm a little comfortable with it. I think we can do it. So now we have new scheme. You can duplicate a scheme. So that's cool. So if you have a certain color, and it's like, well, what if I just wanted to switch the colors, right? If I want to do red on blue instead of blue on red, but I already did blue on red, then I can copy that. So I already know where the colors are going. I just need to switch the colors. Right, so that saves you time. That's good. Excuse me. Okay, so this is this. I'm thinking a dark, like, thing. So this is for shadows, snow caps, panic red, spirit green. So they have some preset stuff here. Okay, so the videos are outdated, because this has 2 more brushes than the video showed. This has paint, airbrush, wash, dry brush, also stippling, and decal. I can't wait to play with this. Okay, so let's try char. I think we'll start with a gray. I think just a base gray is a good idea. And then we can do that. And then we can just go all over the fucking thing. Just hit the whole thing with it. Right? This is our opacity. That's our color picker. This is our thing. And then there's hardness. I'm trying to see what's hardness. And then up here. Not bad. See, it won't focus the cursor, it just focuses to that because you don't have in Blender and stuff, you have vertex points and edges that if you have those selected, contextually it'll know that if you want to focus, you're focusing on that part, not on the whole model. In this case, we're just gonna have to deal with it. So that might be something for them to consider as, like, you know, certain areas or orthographic views or something. I don't know. So I'm trying to see what this does. So, hardness. So I'm messing with the hardness, and it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let's see. We paint an orange dot there. Okay. So it comes in very light. You seem to have to actually build it like an actual layer of paint. It comes in very, very light. Unless you're holding it. If you're just tapping it, you can do little brushes here and there. Okay, so then let's increase our brush with brackets. I might just put that on QE. Oh, whoa. With this. Oh, that's interesting. So you're on painting, but if you hit WASD, yeah, and then you hit E, E's not doing anything. Q gets you into, like, selecting these, I guess. But I already have buttons for that, so I don't need that. What we'll do is we will change... The general controls are to rotate with Q and E. Zoom with G and T. Okay. I guess maybe there's some people that can play this entirely without a mouse. Just tabbing between their units. So in this case, I want to try setting this and that to there. So now we should be able to... Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. That feels like a bug. Like it's using Q to shift to this, but nothing in the menu says that. There's no keybind for that, right? Like Q is used for rotate, but yeah. Excuse me. We'll use T and Y for rotate. No, fuck. Reset that. Okay. Zoom. We'll put rotate on U and I instead. I don't think anything else is using those. No. Okay, so maybe that will help. Okay, good. Just so I have my thing at the ready. Now, this is something the guys are going to need to fix. Is currently it's a single hit for a single pip, so I have to press E multiple times to get it down, or E multiple times to get it up. Automate that. So like with scrolling, it's one click here or there. So basically when I say automate it, I mean do it like this, where zoom camera, if I have zoom camera active and I click and hold the left and then I just move up and down, it understands I'm moving in and out, right? So what I want is for whatever you have the brush map to, when I hold it, make it bigger or smaller. Don't do that. Now, if I reset those, what's it going to do? Does it work in the default state is the question. No. It's a single click. So that's an issue they're going to need to work on. Just a quality of life control thing. If I hold to increase brush or hold to decrease brush, still do it by the increments, but just let it go whoop, whoop. You know, let it zip up and down to, you know, whatever end of the spectrum, because I might want to, you know, it's not a big thing. It's just, again, it's a quality of life thing that will make the painting so much nicer in this game to have. Okay. Excuse me. Also, paint bucket. Give me a paint bucket. I don't like having to check every angle of this model to make sure I've colored everything in one singular color, right? Let me drop, you know, if you can tell I just want to paint a certain area and it locks it to just that, then you should be able to tell the system, hey, you know, he's trying to just dye the whole barrel here one color. That's it. That's all I want to do. I don't want to have to sit there and brush back and forth and make sure it's perfect. But let's see here. So we're going to increase brush size. I'm glad I changed that to Q. Honestly, I could probably put it on scroll, but scroll's on zoom, so I can't be doing that. Okay. And with that, we're panning with this, which honestly I don't know if I like that, but yeah, it's whatever. Okay, so we're back on char, so we can paint this, paint it. So yeah, this is where a paint bucket tool would come in handy to make sure that I get everything and that I'm not missing some area of a wing or something that's not painted. So I'm expecting that at launch. I'm expecting stuff like that to be ready by launch, because launch is in, what, 13 days? So there's still, it's still 2 weeks out from launch. So I assume stuff like that they're probably working on the back end, and when they launch it, they're gonna be like, hey, look at all these cool features and everything. They, you know, and they want people to see it day one rather than see it in early access. That way it makes more of an impact. That's what I would be doing, is working on that in the background, knowing that somebody wants it. This is good, though. I like this. I like to be, I mean, when I turn the model, it lets me look underneath. I don't have to worry about the damn platform getting in the way. Honestly, I don't know, like, can I color the platform? Platform decorations. That's where you can make some money, guys. Sell people on different platforms. Maybe there's, like, a swampy one, or a boggy one, or maybe you let me color it, you know? Maybe add little props around it, you know? Stuff like that. Be cool. Okay. So I think this is sufficiently colored gray. The music is helping a lot, by the way. Like, if I ever get into doing serious painting here, I'll probably just put on my own playlist or watch a movie or something on the side. But the music is not bad for, like, default menu music. I've been talking a lot, so I'm just kind of, I'm gonna let it play for a minute while I just kind of mess with this. And then the music stops because, of course. Okay, so you can add a custom palette. That's fantastic. So you can add your own set of colors. Like a lot. It's good to see that the video tutorials are now outdated. So hopefully on launch they'll update them. But that again, that's probably what they're waiting for. They're probably waiting to get like the launch build of the game ready, and then be like, well, launch into early access, the early access launch build, and be like, hey, here's the update. You know, the tutorials have now been updated to show you all the stuff. So, What I like to do whenever I do something is I like to come in and just play around, you know? So we'll see. So this is hardness, or this is opacity, rather. So I feel like opacity and hardness are probably kind of the same thing. We shall see. But I think shift... Wow, that's cool! Look at that! And it's trying, it's a little buggy, but it's trying to avoid, like, the hard surfaces. So you can't do it all over the place with a giant thing. But if you do it with a smaller one, you can probably get it to comply. Like if I use a smaller reticle here, I could probably get it to work a lot better if I just go into this one area here. And then I start painting a little bigger. I just do this. Yeah, you can see it's picking up on it's trying to pick up on just the crevice information because it's a wash. But look at that. In 2 seconds, I've made it look like a glowy bit. That's awesome. And then I can come back in with the smoke and kind of start knocking that back. So now it's not a glowy bit, now it's a rusty bit. Look at that. What if we get like a... Let's try a Blasco. We'll try a Blasco. We'll get that in there. Add a little red to it. Right? Then we'll come in with a little yellow. Actually, that's too much. Let's adjust my opacity level. Let's adjust some touches here and there to make it burnt. So now, it looks like magma. It looks like fire in the barrel. That's awesome. This is fun. I'm having a good time. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to go back to our normal paint. We're going to paint back over it. Get it all the way cleaned and out of there. And it's gone. to quote Heath Ledger's Joker. Alright, so what's this green? Is this good green? Wow, that's a powerful green. That's some acid green. That is nuclear green. Holy shit, that's powerful. That's a lot of green. Okay, so that's what wash does. What about the dry brush? The dry brush should pick up on the highlights. Yeah, look at that. So again, you still have to get in pretty close and get careful with it. It can use a little more tweaking to really be as simple as the video made it out to be. But what you can do is come back in and it's like, oh no, I painted over here. But, okay, here's something. Now, what if I try to paint this with a paint, but we hold shift? Because this should constrain it to inside this box. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. So that's the difference, guys. Let's see this in real time. We're going to see the difference in real time. So this side, I'm going to paint with just the constraint on. That's the constraint on. Now here's what happens if you try to paint with the constraint off. You'd have to come in and do all this, and it's brutal. It's brutal. Because you'd have to do mostly this, and you can already see I'm leaking over it. It's not working. Now, if I just said I wanted to wash, so I wanted some of these green parts to come out like that. Okay, now this is if I do it with the hold. If I constrain it, it stays in the box. It only hits those areas. Now, there's a little bit of cleanup needed, but it stays within the box. It doesn't spill out of the box, right? It hits that right angle. It reads it as, oh, that's another part of the UV shell. I'm not going to go there. But if I try to do it here, willy-nilly, you can see we're actually getting a slightly different result. It's picking up more of that. See this thing, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing in there. There's the same thing, right? Here and here. But when I constrain it, it understands that it needs to hold back a little bit. When I let it loose, it's a similar result, but it's actually giving me the inverse, right? It's actually going as hard as it can into those crevices instead of just highlighting them. So that's an interesting conundrum. Now what happens when we mix them, right? Let's see if we constrain it to green to start. Let's say we have all green there. Then we go to red and unconstrain it. Look at that. Interesting combo, right? But then we go back to the green. We constrain it again and start coming back over it. We unconstrain the green. We can start adding layers and layers. We'll add a little purple in there. Add a little purple. We got Ladies and gentlemen, in 3 seconds of fucking around with these tools, I have no idea what I'm doing, but in 3 seconds, I have made an RGB fantasy mini turret. And it never happened. God bless this game. This is awesome. This is one of those games where I want to support it fully. Like, this feels like the gameplay was satisfying. The little bit I had of it was like, I was strategizing, I was pulling off combos, I was trying to get the captain dead, right? I was ignoring the secondary guys, because you could still technically win doing that by taking out all of his guards and then him, because he would have nobody to protect him. But by that time, your units might be so weak that the captain can start one-shotting all of your guys and even the playing field. Oh my god. Like, that's good gameplay, and this is a good maker. So, now I want to try a couple other things. Let's try a dry brush. So, how's the dry brush? So, the dry brush... okay, we're on lower opacity here. Let's go higher opacity. So, dry brushing like that. Okay. Or we can strain it, and the dry brushing sort of does the inverse. Because it's reading... What's happening is it's reading this as a plane, and reading this as a separate plane. So what I can do is I can come in, I can read this as one plane. Zerg colors, right? Dude, this is... You guys don't understand how happy this makes me. From a modeler standpoint, from a prop artist standpoint, let's say, or an environment artist. Environment artist is the more general term that's that's thrown around. So from an environment artist standpoint, this is a really solid system. This is giving me basically all of the painting and masking and everything I need. I wish texture programs were this simple to apply color to something. I really wish they were, but you have to set up your own masks, you have to have crevice maps, you have to bake it in, there's a lot of detail to it. So the fact that they've done this, and what I think it is I think they don't even like texturing programs, so if I was the Moonbreaker devs, and I knew I was going to make this for players to paint their own anyway, I probably would have made this system first, and then told my guys, don't even bother with the industry standard texturing stuff. Do that for your demo reels, guys, but when you're doing the game, we made this whole system, let's make this system really good. If it's good enough for you to use comfortably, then it's going to be good enough for the player, right? Because nobody, and I mean nobody on this planet, knows what an artist needs more than an artist who's working with those tools. They know what kind of tools they need. So this is very cool. This is very precise so far, and I'm liking it. Let's see what the airbrush does. So the airbrush does this. So you can see, you can bring it on a little light. It'll hit a couple of things. It's not too spectacular. It's similar to the paint, but it's a little lighter. So it's a little bit easier on the eyes, but it's cool. You can do some cool stuff. Let's see. So back to the airbrush here. We're going to do a constraint on this. So we can paint this, right? Paint all these panels with an airbrush. Or let's try combining some stuff now. So let's say I wanted all of this to be red. Red everywhere. Angry Army, right? Red and black. If anybody remembers the Angry Army from, Angry Joe show. Yeah. I actually used to rock the AJSA clan tag, I think, in either Titanfall or Battlefield. I think I joined up with the clan on those ones. Specifically Battlefield 1, I think. Okay. So then what if we do the airbrush here? So we can completely overcolor it, or we can do little dashes here and there. Sort of mark it. Scuff it. Yeah, but you gotta be careful where you're, laying that click. You can see I'm making some mistakes. Okay, but there's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. I would love to see somebody start recreating... I would love there to be a character that has, a big board, and then people, use it like a canvas to do, Bob Ross's paintings in the game. Like a dude with, a giant banner. He's got, like one of those, orc banners that's, a big... The two poles on his back, but it's, spreading... It's, a big flag thing. A flag... dude, somebody carrying a big flag, and you repaint the flag, and on the flag you put, Bob Ross paintings. I would love that. And then we could have, kill cams that go real... Every time a unit dies, you could, see it close up, so you see the Bob Ross flag and stuff. Oh, man, that'd be funny. What's this little thing? Toggle auto masking. Shift A. Really? Whoa! Well, I don't even have to hit the button. It knows. He knows. Lieberman knows. Sorry, that's Borderlands 3 popping out there. My brain. You would not believe the amount of times I've heard bandits mention Lieberman. It's some sort of reference. I don't know who the fuck Lieberman is, but it's definitely some sort of reference. But that's cool. Look at this. Like, I don't even have to hit shift. It just knows based on where I'm clicking. So if you don't want to hold shift to get something to lock on, you can just do, like, it just goes now. Look at that. It just goes. That's cool. So there's, like, an automatic mask. Dude, like, these tools are awesome. This is well done. I am hyped. Like, if you guys like minis and strategy games and cool characters, like cool character designs, and you like painting shit, and, you know, or you just like being creative anyway, come play Moonbreaker. Like, even if all you do all day is sit in here with your units and paint them, like, alright, cool, and then you can share those photos with people. You can do that, you know, or hopefully they'll have something set up where you can share your color schemes with other people. That would be awesome. How about marketplace setup where, like, some of the like the best painters in the game, oh, that's, you know, that's, you know, Zero Tie. Yeah, Zero Tie's this, like, dude from Korea or something. I don't know why Korea. I don't know. Fucking pick a country. I'm picking Korea. But, you know, that's Zero Tie. That's like this, you know, 30-year-old dude from Korea, but he's a really good painter IRL, and he also does minis. And so in the game, he's a really awesome mini painter. But to help him with, like, some of the grind stuff, since he hasn't played the game as much, but he still wants to unlock some of the units and stuff, and he wants to get that battle pass up, maybe give him a little bit of battle pass XP. You can take your XP or your currency that you earn and pay for somebody else's scheme, right? Like somebody else's color scheme, somebody else's, like, setup for their units, you know? You could sell them individually, you could sell them as a whole unit pack based on their what do they call them? They're not factions. They call them something with a C, like, not classes. It's whatever. You get the idea. Okay, but let's get back to playing with these tools. So this is fun. This is great. This is reinvigorating my love for art, and I've sorely been missing that lately. Just to be completely honest with you guys, it's been rough to even think about doing art lately. It's not like I'm burned out or anything. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, damn, I want to be left alone. I want to play a game, you know? So let's see. I want to try combining the airbrush with a lower opacity to give it a hint of something without actually making it overblown. So we can kind of throw this in here. So we make this really weak. Let's give it an opacity of 4%. So you're not going to notice it until it builds up enough. But it's this subtle orange tint. It's very subtle, but you can see it, right? You guys feel it. And then what we can do is we can come back in with some more red, layer that over that, start painting it back out. Make it a little more red. You know, maybe throw some blue in there. No. What would go with, let's see, what, red? We're making sort of an orange. What complements the orange? Some in the purple spectrum, maybe. Maybe a nectar. Maybe a little nectar thrown in there. Is it desaturating it? What's it doing? Did I accidentally hit 0? No, it's on 4%. It's just very, very faint. But you can see it's starting to get more pink. The more I apply the airbrush, now this is not an optimal technique, but the more I apply the airbrush, the more I can get with that. So you can see this is more saturated than this. This has been damped down by the nectar. That's cool. Under the sea. So what if we do under sea, but we crank it up a little? We just kind of do a big old splotch. Let's do a big old splotch on this thing. We'll just go. From here, we'll just go. You have to really get in there sometimes. See, now you can see it start pop up. So the airbrush is probably best for gradients, maybe the wing tips back here. Well, not on this one, because it's all very hard edge, but the guy with the wings, right? You'd want to go to, like, the tip of the wings. Maybe the wings are yellow, but the tips you want them to be white, but you want a nice transition. So what you could do is make the tips a hard white and the thing that, and then you can start smearing it together, right? Well, that's what the dry brush is more for. So let's play with that. We're gonna come in and we're gonna fix this with paint. So what we're gonna do is come in with paint and we're just gonna wipe that all back out. Look at that. Like, in 3 seconds. This is done. This is done. I would be satisfied with this. Now, obviously, there's more you can do with it, but look at this and tell me this is not an awesome model already. It's great. It's perfection already. Like, look at that. It's simple, it's beautiful, it works. But you can enhance it, right? That's the key. You can enhance it the more stuff you add to it. I mean, look at that. We just add that there. We add a little bit here. And notice how it goes all the way around? That's because it's reading that UV island on that texture map, right? It knows. That's so cool. It's a really nice system. The wires could all be different colors. Like, that'd be cool. Okay, but now that this is back to a typical panic red, as they call it, panic red, yeah. Don't panic, it's just red. Let's see here. What are we gonna do? I wanted to try the dry brush. So if we take that solar, like we had before, and we start mixing it in, it's gonna start coming in. We have to really build it up, right? So if we do a big one, let's say, let's do a big one, and we'll just wipe it across one way and back the other, just a little, just gently. Still see it's very red, but it's mixing in. So we just throw it back here, and you can see that kind of gradient I was talking about. You can kind of mix it in. So let's say I can actually demonstrate this probably. Let's do a green on top. Oh, well, that's I want paint. See? Notice that? No. Oh, God. This looks like something out of Tron. Yo, pause. Hold on. Does this not look like some shit out of Tron? Like the old Tron? That looks fucking awesome. I don't know. There's something about that looks badass to the nth degree. I still need a paint bucket, though. Because having to go off every side of this and rotate around, it's very soothing. It's very therapeutic, but at the same time, damn, let me just do this. That is... Yikes, Captain. That's a lot of green. Okay. Let's see. So the snow cap thing I was talking about. So actually, a good thing to do in this would be blue. That would probably be the best. I just tried to go to brackets because brackets. Okay. So if we do this... Alright, and then we just do that there. Okay, so clearly you can see we have a blue tip. Now, I'm thinking... Oh, look at how it bleeds. It actually starts to bleed so that it's not as rough of a transition. It's trying to. It's trying to understand the mixture. So then if we dry brush, we pick that color. Right, we albedo click, or alt-click to get that albedo. And you can get it somewhere in between. Help you with it. That's cool. Okay, but if we do this... We'll do blue here, and then we'll start dry brushing this over. You guys can see, as it builds, it's moving out, but it's also giving us more of that gradient. So maybe if we pick this... Yep. Maybe if we pick this blue, and we start doing that, we can start to ease that a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Build it up over time. Maybe we build it with a paint. Really sell that, right? So maybe there's a couple layers to this. What if we had a different green? What if we had this green? That's actually over here. Right? And we wanted to merge between the two. Well, okay, let's go down to here. We're going to start painting that. Yeah, it didn't get in there. Okay, good. So we paint this, and then we want to mix this down here. So start mixing that together. Yeah, so let's try the dark green here. Nice big swirl of that. We're going to get this one. Start mixing these together with a dry brush. Maybe. I'm going to have to look into how these work. Maybe a wash. Okay, so right-click to erase in here. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, so I'll have to look into how that... Oop. Give me a moment. Yeah, big fingerprint smudge on that when I went to scratch my nose. Good enough. Excuse me again. Apologies. Let me get a little sip here. Okay. So there's mixing down there, but we'll have to get into the mixing later. But you guys can see how all this can start being combined. There's decals, right? So no decals unlocked, which tells me, you know, maybe there's stickers. Maybe there's, like, you know, a cool, like, skull or maybe a flower, you know? Maybe you make, like, maybe the guy with the shield, you know, the shield and the spear, maybe you make him, like, pink and yellow, like a springtime, and you put, like, a big flower decal on the front of his shield, you know? I don't know. I don't know what the decals are going to be, but that would be cool. You know. So let's see. So we have stippling. So stippling I want to see. Can we... Oh, look at that. So you can start painting in dots, like lots and lots of dots. You could just do... And the bigger the brush, the more bigger... I was going to say the more bigger. The more bigger the dots are. So let's try a blue. That should stand out pretty good on the... Ooh! Whoa. Wait, that's cool. Hold on. Why is that like that? Oh, it's like going between them. It's not giving me just blue. It's giving me a mixture with the stippling. Interesting. So if you want a specific amount of blue, you're going to have to go over it 1,000,000 times to get it. But look at that. How cool is that? Now it's like cosmic colors. Now it's like a nebula. Okay, is there a start over button? I know there's undos and stuff. We can just trash the scheme. It's gotten too far. Yep. Discard the scheme. We'll go back to the default. Okay, so now we played with everything. We know what everything kind of does. I want to try making something cool. I'm thinking a white and gold, like, angelic thing, okay? So maybe we start with a white base. Well, there's haze and there's snowcap. Maybe snowcap is what I want. Yeah, a nice white. Just start with a nice white model. This is where a paint bucket would come in handy. Paint buckets with custom layers of, like, I want to select this part and have it in this group. They can expand on this system, I'm sure. Like, over time, this will get so many more features, and it'll just keep making it easier and easier and easier to make these schemes, you know? Alright, let's see. So, we're going to add some yellow. We're going to do solar. Now, I wish I could collapse some of these so I don't have to scroll as much, so that's a quality of life thing for the UI side, is I don't like having to scroll back up and down these all as much, but that's why we can make a custom palette. But also, let me just click the names of them and have them collapse so I don't have to see them. You know, maybe have a little preview at the top of, like, the first 4 or 5 that are in the group so you get an idea of it. But, yeah, you know what, let's try adding a custom palette because I know I'm going to probably switch between these a lot. Let's add, we're going to call this, well, let's see, gold and white, sort of an angelic or a heavenly thing. There we go. We're gonna call it Heavenly Howitzer. Well, we'll call the scheme that actually. We'll call the paint. We'll call the paint palette. I don't know. We'll just call it Angelic. That'll work. We'll call it Angelic, and then we'll add to it. We will add the yellow, and we will add the white. And this might take a minute technically to do this, but it's going to help us. So maybe we could add... We'd probably want a little bit of this... We'd probably want some shadow options. Maybe a little bit of ashen. What else do we need for gold? Maybe a sunside. Sunside we might want in Angelic palette. And then inspired would probably be a nice one to have as well. I don't see any other colors I would really want in an angelic palette. So I think we have our palette ready to go, right? So now we have our angelic palette, and we can create as many palettes as we want. So if there's like, if you want every blue on the spectrum from like the deepest saturated bright blue, or like the darkest saturation navy blue, to the lightest saturation pastel baby blue, right? You could do one and just keep changing that color every couple increments. So it's like, it just slowly starts getting lighter. So you can really refine this if you want to. It just keeps going. But I think they're starting off with some good ones. You got Flora, you've got Moon, Life, Sea, Sun. Actually, I'm going to steal some from Moon. I'm going to steal that fresh soil from Moon. I think that could be nice on this one. In a couple places here or there. Okay, so we started with our white. Now let's go for our gilded, right? So I want to gild every every like frame and tip of this, let's say. So let's reduce this slightly so we can get a little more precise. So like these guns, I want them to be yellow, right? I want the barrels to be yellow. I want the let's see, like the framing here. I want the framing. The framing should be white. The interior should be yellow. So maybe we do that. Maybe we just embrace the chaos and just let everything that's an interior panel be yellow to start, right? And we could just sort of have a go at that. Again, paint bucket would be very useful here. Clearly your tech is advanced enough to actually know what the difference is between like a sunken piece and a not sunken piece and what parts are where. But, you know, we could get a little more advanced with it. But look already how much we have to work with. I mean, this is great. So maybe the cables, right? So if I, you know, get what I want out of this, I'm hoping these cables are on their own path. Let's see. They are. Look at that. I'm not affecting any other part of the model except the cables, because the cables are all part of the same UV map. They're on the, or not part of the, it's all one UV map, but the cables are in their own section, in their own, what we call UV islands, right? So those UV islands are all tied together in their own little section. And that's really cool. See, now we got that black in there. That makes it pop, right? But even these little bands here, right? So maybe that's where we bring ashen in. You start getting ashen on all the little mementos, all the little screws and bolt stuff, you know? Like little hinges. And we can get in close here. Maybe start giving it a gray frame in the legs, right? So maybe the legs are gray. The under side of the legs, the part protected by the armor, the what do they call it? An actuator? Is it an actuator? I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna look this up. Actuator. Is it an actuator? I spelled that completely wrong. An actuator is a component of a machine that is responsible for moving and controlling mechanism or system by, for example, by opening a valve. Yeah, so that would probably be considered an actuator of some sort. Yeah, or like a piston, or you know, what is a hydraulic limb called? So like a limb, like an arm or something. So what do they call this thing? Hydraulic ankles? Okay, that's not what I was looking for, but alright. We're talking about bionic limbs now. But no, these little like legs under here, so we'll just call them actuators. So the actuators can be gray, right? So maybe that's, you know, all the parts that are like joints, you know, or maybe they could rotate if we think about it, right? You know, maybe these little interior panels. Actually, those could be better served yellow. So we can just quickly grab that. And it's all one color, so it doesn't change. So this is great. Uh-oh. We are messing this up. Oh, no, we're not. That's a little, like, imprint there. That's interesting. Okay. So, yeah. So what we're doing right now in the art world is, this would be considered your flats, right? And so in texturing specifically, this would be considered an albedo channel. I'm not using reflectivity or I'm not worrying about reflectivity or gradients or anything else like that. I'm just getting the base color assembled. You know, so like when I said, you know, all the interior moving parts. So maybe, we need to get our gray back. Color picker, and there we go. So like all the moving bits, you know, maybe they're all gray, right? All those moving bits, all those interesting parts, you know. And maybe these, we get this, you know, maybe this panel in here needs to be yellow as well, right? Okay, make sure we get that all around, good. And then, we have some nice things here. So maybe we'll do inspired for these little crystal things. Make them a separate color so we know to color them differently. We're gonna make them a nice, bright, vibrant. We're gonna mess those up with some reflectivity. We're gonna make it look sparkly like a crystal, because it is. All right. Let's see. So this is good so far. Still a lot of white. So maybe we will use... We need to use a little bit more of the ashen in this build, I think. Maybe the ashen can really accentuate certain areas, you know? So maybe the ashen on here. Uh-oh. That's not good. Yeah, it's wanting to go across all of that, which is a little unfortunate. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, actually, ashen would go well in here, in this little. See, it's pulling that now. So this is where it's gonna get a little difficult. We're gonna have to start getting a little closer in, making sure we don't fuck anything up. Have to go a little slower. That's okay. All in the name of progress, as Mark Twain would say in the Star Trek episode. Two-parter. Time's Arrow, I think, is the name of the two-parter, where you see Mark Twain or Samuel Clemens, you know. Okay, so we're going to increase this slightly. Get a little more liberal with it. Yeah. Cool. See, this is where the paint bucket would come in handy. So if I just want this one area in here to be bad, it's like, okay, well, this is going to here and here. Because see, you see this back here? Now it's started to grab onto that, and I don't want that. I want to make sure this is all white back here. Oh, actually, no. That's just the shadows playing hell with it. Actually, no. This is a perfect example. See? It's bleeding over into that. So I have to come back in. Be very careful, very small. Go adjust this panel and clean that back out. And up here, you see this? Gotta make sure that's gone. See? And it bleeds back over this way. So this is a little bit tricky now. Be very gentle and very careful with our paints. It's still bleeding, so we need to get very tight, very close, very small paints. This is where you gotta start coming in close. It's still not working. Like, you gotta have to start getting close on these for a while. And I'm sure they're working on more strict parameters for this. But you can see it keeps bleeding back over here, and I have to keep adjusting it back. Keep gently coaxing it until finally we get what we want. So that would be your cleanup phase, is you start attaching some things, you're like, oh wait, no, this is in that area, that's in that area, uh-oh, it's bleeding over here. So this is where marking panels, like marking certain areas and giving us more access to that UV map, so we can understand like what area is what and color it by that, rather than just expecting the player to be super fine with it, which, if you're doing detail, I understand, but I don't want things bleeding over like this, you know? And I can tell you right now the reason why. It's, you know, it's because this chunk here is separate from this chunk here. They probably separated the mesh out, and they're like, no, this is a separate thing, that's a separate thing in the UV, but they layered them on top of each other to save space in the engine to make the game optimized, which is good. I always like when a game's optimized, but at the same time, it ends up hurting your coloring part of it. So hopefully, when the test is over and they get some feedback on this, you know, we can go about fixing that. So I want to fix that real quick, just to see how easy it is, because you can clean it up. It only takes a second, and this is why we clean up our flats. Now the problem is going to occur later. Like, see, look at this. Look at how it bleeds into that. So the problem is going to occur later when you start using the airbrush and stuff, where, you know, you might be like, oh, I just want this one thing, you know, and I just want to add a little touch here, but then like it seeps through the model and it goes to some other side, and you're like, no, wait, I didn't want to add that hint of purple on the other side. I wanted it on only this side, you know. But that's why you need to start using later when you get to the detailing. That's why you start using the dry brush and the wet brush and the wash to grab just certain areas and to get even more refined. Whereas the paint is just sort of smeared on. But if I did it this way, so if I click my ash in here, and I want to add gray to this, right? Add a wash. Oh, if we increase the amount here, start adding that wash in. So it doesn't, you can see it has a couple of issues. Doesn't quite figure it out just yet. But if you come in close, make sure you don't actually leave the model. It should be okay. No, like this would be the time to pull in a wash like this, you know? Maybe not the gray, maybe go full black. Really make that pop. But see, the wash is pre-programmed to try and keep it in just that area. You know, and it's okay if it bleeds over. It doesn't need to be pixel perfect, because from a distance you won't be able to tell. Well, aside from a big splotch like that, which is why we zoom out constantly. Yeah, so now we wipe that away. So from back here, it looks like a black line. But I'm sure there's more specific ways you can get into it and really start messing with it and get it to do what you want. For instance, if I want to just paint this one thing and I want it to be a wash, it'll do just the wash on this section. But maybe I want that whole thing to be black, so I go back to paint. But still just that section. Did it go through? No. So it doesn't actually bleed through the model. You just have to be careful as to where you're putting that. So maybe we'll leave that white, and we'll go on this one instead. Going around it, and start grabbing all these. So I can see myself doing this, you know, like, just not even playing the game. I could see myself making custom little units like this the whole time. You know, again, paint bucket, a little bit, you know, like a little bit less on the bleeding here. It's not that big of a problem, but it's still pretty bad, you know? So, like, the idea that I still have to go in and clean it up is annoying enough, you know? So maybe something you might want to do is touch these little areas first. If you have something specific like this black line in mind, you might do that first. That way you can come back with just whatever your default is. So in my case, my default is white. And I'm using white in the motif, but not this white. I'm going to be tamping this white down and changing it. But as of right now, I know white here, yellow there, so if it goes outside of its bounds, if the black ends up like it did on that frame, I can just click the white, hold shift on this area right here to constrain it, and just paint back over it real quick, not a problem. So, you know, these things are not major problems with the painting, it's just that anything that makes it more inconvenient is going to annoy the player, right? Every single time a game adds anything, even if something is necessary as part of the gameplay, right? If it can't be avoided, even then players are like, "Oh my god, why? I don't want to do this," you know? Like simple stuff. It's like, why can't the game just do this one thing, you know? But yeah, so you know, now I'm kind of inspired with the black, right? I'm taken with the black, and I'm thinking, okay, what if we did that around stuff like here, you know? If we crank it a bit, so you cover this a little easier. Okay, that's not coming in. Oh, because it's on white, right? So we need the black back. We come in. See, it's not picking that up correctly. It's not understanding that this is a separate panel. It thinks that this and this are the same thing. It's stuff like that, like little things like that, you know? So I have to come in a little tighter on this one. So I would have to paint each and every one of these individually, right? I'd have to come in, I'd have to do this, I have to be careful not to touch the white, and then I inevitably touch the white. But it's so small, this is why the camera's always zoomed as far as it is out anyway, is because you want to avoid seeing little stuff like that, where it's technically a patch of white, but if you pull out this far, you're never going to see that. Which is, in itself, a trick that textures use all the time. Anytime you're doing a texture treatment on a model, you're doing stuff like that, where it's like, this detail nah, fuck it. This thing, nah, fuck it. Don't need it. Like, we don't need to care that much because, you know, technically, is it wrong? Yeah, if you get in close, you can see that there's a little piece of white there. But viewing distance is going to be up here at most when you zoom in. You're going to be, like, up here at most. This is as close as you can get. You're never going to see that little piece of white. You're never going to see that tiny, tiny mistake. But if I do this, you're going to see that, right? That's the issue. So yeah, I might be taken with that, but I don't have the time for that right now. So what I'm going to do is... Okay, so the redo is a little much. Because it actually has to reapply what you did, whereas taking it away is easier, because it just deletes that from the preview. Instead of loading it back in. Okay. So I'm trying to find some areas where I can add some black in here that should not be a problem. See, this is a problem, where I want to paint just this little section, but it thinks I want to paint all of this. So when I do this, I can't paint it quickly. So I have to come in. I would have to painstakingly make the whole thing. So this is an instance where maybe it would be easier to just start with black on this section. Like so. Come back in with the white. And do the white as the gentle thing around this. You know? Something like that. But again, I ain't got time for that. I don't want to do that right now. I'm just trying to test this. So, you know, can we get maybe some black in here? No. See, that little crevice is part of this, so it doesn't understand that. But the wash might. See, now we have the wash. The wash is working for us in this one instance. In this very particular case, the wash understands the crevice that's created here. So we can actually black this out and make it cool. Problem is that the wash is also getting onto this. That's not a problem. We come back over here. We start to clean it up manually. Now, see, this is where we start running into the limitations of the software, and we're going to need more tools for this. We're going to need stuff like this, where I can tag this and say, this ring, this continuous set of faces here. So, this, by simplifying it, it makes it super easy to paint, which is awesome. But, since you have simplified it, you've taken away my control over masking, over this and that and so on. So for automatic masking, if I turn that on, does it understand that? No. Or, well, let's see. It does. See, the automatic mask knows to treat right angles as a separate face. But it's still treating this as one face. I don't know why. Maybe it fails the test for the mask? Like, it's not a right angle. See, because this is a right angle, right? This is a right angle here. It's going straight down. Whereas here, this is a 45-degree angle. The angle's not quite there. So this is where tagging areas would be helpful. Like, break up your model, and then in this, have two modes. Have the painting mode and the tagging mode. So in tagging mode, you can go around and select different parts of the shell. Like, I want this. So I could say, I want this, and I want this, and not with paint like this, but you guys get the idea. And I want these little dudes, you know? And so it understands, like, oh, right angles, continuous faces. Okay, got it. And so when you go back to painting mode, it would be like, you can just paint it in that group, and it would be fine. So this is where grouping and, you know, laying masks like that would come in handy. From the... Hold on. Sometimes the thing just doesn't want to work. Like, that's not a black in there. That's literally just the shadows being weird. So, it's a little odd. Just a bit. Okay, let's see. What's down here? What can we do in here? Oh, we could repaint this. We could totally repaint that. When I'm getting close, and then maybe with our automatic masking, it might help a bit. Yeah. So the automatic masking has a different, like it really tries to use right angles. So that's cool. Look at that. And then we can, you know, we could maybe add a little yellow in there. Like it's a little jet engine, but, you know, Or maybe we want to make these come alive. So we use this in a smaller area. Just here. Notice how much that pops because that black on that gray, and it looks so nice. Okay, so I'm liking the automatic masking. The automatic masking is helping a little bit. So the automatic masking is starting to help, which is good. Now the problem lies in stuff like this being too freaking close together. So I'm running into it when I try to paint this, which does not help. So maybe even take parts like this and like be like, this is a section. You can turn on or off the visibility of certain sections so that it doesn't paint over to, you know, the other gun or whatever. Excuse me. Again, more fine-tuned controls. That's all I ask. Right now, it's still amazing. You can still do a lot of work. It's just going to be painstaking. There's going to be some instances where you're going to have to get down and dirty with it. Like this right here, not treating this as all one casing. But then maybe if we use the wash on that, so the wash can actually kind of pick it up, even though the other thing wasn't. But the wash is specifically for instances like this, where we have like a crevice and we want to put some black in it. We want to do this. That. Just add that bit in. And again, it doesn't matter if it goes all the way to the corners, because when we zoom out, all we're going to see is that black chunk. Right. Okay, cool. So, I mean, I think it's pretty alright as it stands. It's not the greatest thing ever, right? Obviously. But I like it. I think it's good. I think it's cool. I don't know why I can't paint this. Oh, because it's on a wash, that's why. Yeah, so it can identify this as a bottom, so that's pretty interesting. It can identify it as a secondary piece. My chat has died. Why does YouTube like to kill the chat on my phone sometimes? Also, it's been on top chat this whole frickin' time. Stupid. And obviously you wouldn't want to use a brush this size, but then we can maybe throw this in here. As like that, you know. Even though painting the underside of the model is exceedingly pointless. Like, these little wires that dangle down, maybe, but anything on the bottom, there's no fucking point. Like, the inside of this panel. Like, it'd be cool if you want to take pictures of it, but, you know, it's not worth it otherwise. So, you know, if these are barrels, how do we tell somebody this is a barrel? Well, I have an idea. Let's go to the wash, right? Because I see a crevice here that might be able to pick up on that. See? So now we can... Okay, it's actually just going over the whole thing. But you could do that if you really wanted to. Me, I don't want to do that. I just want to get in here. A little bit of the paint. A little bit of that paint. This is where focusing around the cursor rather than the object would come in handy. Then we should just do this. Just keep drawing in the same spot. It sort of just fills it for us. So it's good for like circular bits like that. Come out far enough and it's like, oh, those are barrels. Cool. You know? So maybe it's like, well, if those are barrels, why are they painted yellow? Good question. Why don't we just repaint them a bit? We'll just end up repainting these. And then we do this. So we come in a little bit. Just keep painting the same area. A couple times. We go back over to this one. It's a little... And this one. Just make sure it's that nice black we want. So now, all we did, I have touched nothing for reflectivity and airbrushing and dry brushing and stippling and all this other... Like, I haven't played with the opacity at all, right? There are still so many options to this, but look what I've done. I have used white, yellow, gray, and black to tell you that this is a white gun with a yellow panel. The barrel is gray, so you know it's a hardy mechanical part, you know? Let's see, metallics, right? I don't see any metallics, so that might be coming at launch, right? So there's C's, there's suns... But I don't see anything labeled metallic like it was in the tutorial. So, that might be something maybe you unlock later, so that encourages you to play the game. Oh, I want my model to have this, like, metallic gray or something. Oh, I know where you can get a metallic gray like that. Yeah, it's at level, 20 in the battle pass. Oh, yeah, shit, okay, let's go play some games real quick. I would hope that challenging your friends does not count as a custom game. Because if it counts as, like, some kind of custom game, it's like, oh, you can't get XP because then you and your friend could be farming for XP. It's like, I would hope your XP system's advanced enough to be like, oh, well, they conceded the match immediately, so clearly they're just farming, so, like, they're friends, and they have this pattern of conceding immediately. Okay, we'll lower their XP gain to, like, 1, so that it's pointless to do that. So they're encouraged to actually play against each other. Like, tie it to playtime and to how many units you kill and how many challenges, like challenges specifically for XP would be a good idea. Not exclusively challenges. Do not do a Halo Infinite. Don't do that. It will kill your game. But, stuff like that. But look at how much we can do here, guys. Like look how amazing we can make this look in just a little bit of time. I mean, we can come in with the Ash and we can actually make this pop a little if we just do this. So the automatic map's on, so I don't actually need to hold shift. So we can do that. We can come in with the wash here and just start adding some gray. Why not? Why not come in with that gray and just add that, right? That's cool, It would probably be better served as black, but it's still cool. What do we do black up here? Yeah, right? Like, wouldn't that look cool? Okay, but we're doing it on wash. I want to do it on paint. This painting gets it on quicker. The wash just really tries to touch into certain crevices lightly. I want to touch into all this crevice bigly and quickly. So if we do this, got to be very careful where we, like how far we take it to the edge. So this is where brush shapes would come in handy. So something square like this would benefit from a square brush as opposed to a round brush. So having like, round brush, square brush, tilted at angles, things that other programs have, like different selections and stuff. So we come back to here, boom, look at that, 2 seconds, done, done and done, sorted, absolutely sorted, Yeah, I want to see. All right, now now I've done all of that, I kind of want to go see about like painting something with like that toxic green, because I think that could look cool. Actually, let's just do it with this. Let's do it real quick. We'll do a simple one. Do simple one. And look at this, my palette stayed. So the palette stays. I have that forever now. If I want to go back to working on the angelic, I can do that in tomorrow's stream, and we can actually do the angelic paint. That's very cool. Okay. Let's see. We want to do black on this one, right? We're gonna do all black. Again, this is where the paint bucket would come in. Let's turn off our automatic mapping so it goes on everything. So this is where our paint bucket would be beautiful. Moonbreaker devs, if you're listening, you better be listening. You better give us a paint bucket at launch. Like, you have a month. You have a month to give me a paint bucket. If I don't see a paint bucket in a month, I'm gonna be mad. All right? I'm gonna be disappointed, but also pissed because I want to paint your minis. I want to play your game. I want to do this. This is cool. But if you go a month without giving somebody as simple as a paint bucket, it's like, damn, what you've been working on, It's a paint bucket. That should take y'all, like, an afternoon to put in here, And I realize it's not that simple to probably code in, but it's like, look, if your thing can read when I'm brushing over it, you're halfway there. Just add a one-click button that goes to that, And again, I'm sure a lot of this will probably be in at the early access launch, or at least at proper launch after early access. This is the point of playtest, is so they can get feedback like this. Which I intend to leave them after I've completed the playtest and after I've gone through these systems more. So we have our black, and the reason I do this is I want to do black and green because it's going to look fucking cool and toxic. It's going to look great. So we want to make, maybe not all the panels. This front panel would be great if it was green. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, boy. A mirror mode for the symmetrical elements here would be very nice as well. Yeah, we're gonna paint that too. We're gonna paint that up. You know what? Screw it. I ain't got the patience for all that. Paint the whole feckin' thing green. Like the Riddler. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Let's do... I don't know, what else could we add here? We could add Sunfruit. Or the frame. Oh my god. Ew. Actually, let's add sun frame on just these parts. I mean, look at this. Look at how cool and unique of a skin you can make in, like, 3 seconds. It is not that complicated. Yeah, but the problem is, it's not complicated, but it is complex. You do have to get into, like, certain layers and stuff. You know, you have to come in and wipe things away and redo certain sections because you don't want it to be a certain color. You know? So let's see. Let's do red cables this time. Yeah, look at that. Look at how that pops. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. You know, and then let's do this, right? Let me get that going. Yeah, and again, this is where a paint bucket will be perfect because it's like the auto mask can already tell where the edges are. So if you had a paint bucket that used the auto mask as a base for the coating, then it would know click, and it would just spread to all the corners of just this one panel here, and it, you know, I could just go click, 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 and click, and they would all be done. I have to sit here and kind of brush back and forth on it. That's pretty cool. So we're actually going to make red gems in here. I changed my mind. I want these gems to be red. Red. Another Game Grumps reference for you when they were doing the acrylic pours with the paint. Red. Green. Just... That's what the destroyer. Just coming in with the paints. Love it. Okay. So we could do the same to the other side, but this is a symmetrical model, so anything I do on this side, just imagine on the other side. Okay. So maybe we like this red as our way of, like, getting some stuff in here, you know? It's like, wow, this red's pretty cool. But we start bringing that red into other areas. How neat would that be? Okay, so not holding up too well on that one. So maybe it'd be better to start with the base of that, or maybe we're going with the wash on that. Try and maybe fill in around that. No? Okay. Yeah, so see, that's pretty cool, right? Like a little bit of red thrown in there, you know? Maybe we make the barrels red. Yeah. But then, of course, how do we create shadow? Well, we use the shadow color. Let's come in here. Decrease the size of this a bit. Just kind of paint some black into the inside of the barrel. Not really that complicated. And there you go. You know, we're starting to get something. It took 3 seconds, and it looks fucking gnarly. And, you know, I guarantee, like, even if somebody had the same color combination, they might use their airbrush or their dry brush differently than me, and they might end up with something totally new and vibrant and crazy, you know, or subdued and gnarly. So, like, if we use the airbrush, but specifically, we use a wash at 50%, we just start kind of touching some areas with it. Look at that. Look at the result we can get. You know. And again, there's some areas we'd have to touch up with it, but hell, we could make this pop real well if we did this. I don't think it's gonna be what I want with that. We can kind of... If we want to make this look like a glow, what we can do is come in with... what are we using for that orange? I think we're using sunfruit. So if we use radiation, maybe. Watch this. Radiation airbrushed. Don't want to do it all. You don't want to make it a perfect shape. You just want to kind of scratch it in there. Right? Because it's going to give us a really interesting effect when we pull back. So you guys can see, I don't know if you can see it that well, but there's this little bit of yellow glow coming from this compared to this panel. So I can make it a little, if I use solar, I can make it a little more apparent for you guys. Solar instead. So sometimes you need more contrast, but not, you know, a perfect shape, as it were. You guys can see, now you guys can start seeing the shape form in there of the yellow on top of the orange, and that's sort of giving the illusion that there's glass and that there's this light emanating forth from it. And again, we're not into metallics, we're not into emissives. Can you imagine emissive textures in this? Like adding colors that actually literally glow in the game? Like here's radioactive slime, like here's red and white and green and, you know, all these different, you can apply any of the base colors to this, like this spirit green, right? Like imagine if it was like literally glowing, if it did all that for you, you know? But if we want to make it glow, we can. It's not hard. If I want it to look like it's glowing from the core here, right? If I want to say like, oh, there's a core in here that's glowing. Okay, cool. All we have to do, guys, it's not complex. It did not take me years of art to figure this out. It took me a semester of color theory. You know, the first time. Because once you're at color theory, once you pretty much got it, you know, twice is a nice refresher, but after that, it's kind of like Citizen Kane. After the second time you hear about it, it's like, all right, look, I get it. You know, Rosebud, all that. You know, so maybe in here we can make it like a nice white as well. Like there's a glowing crystal bit from there, you know? And so you guys can see that bit of white in there. And it doesn't look like a smudge of white. It looks like it has that ring of green on it because that's how light works, is that there's always, if you ever look at like a campfire or something, right? There's always that center of it. And the center is hot, right? And the heat creates light. And since the light source is in the center of that fire, that is what we call exposure. So that's the most exposed area, meaning it's getting the closest to pure white, right? Or like a sunlight, like a bright coverage. So when you do this, when you have a bright center, like a white hot center like this, and then you have the color around it with this airbrush, it's making that sort of gradient for us. So it's giving us that idea, that concept. It's tricking you into thinking that because of the way your eyes react to things like exposure and gradients, mainly because of the sun. Because if you don't look at the sun, don't do that. Don't look directly into light sources. But if you did that, you would notice, you know, your body adjusts and it sees the white hot in the middle and then the orange around, and then from there it kind of goes back to normal color. So it's just all in color, and it's all what it is, you know. We could even do it here with this, with the red. Actually, we could dampen this if I wanted to. I could tamp this down in certain areas, you know? Hell, we could bring a wash in, maybe? Right? Possibly. I don't know if I'm getting what I want out of Chivalry. Try a dry brush. Oh, I'm at 50%. That might be why I'm having a problem here. So, you guys can see the dry brush is starting to make it pop. But it's specifically grabbing onto those corners. You can see it is grabbing those edges of the gem. That dark's making it pop, and then what we can do is we can come back in really close. We can make it very small. And we can start doing this. So you can see? You see what I'm doing here? So now we can make it look like a power source. And what's happening is I'm creating the illusion that you think you're seeing something that has edges. There are no edges here. It's all fake. It's all magician shit. So these edges in the game are being picked up here on the texture map. They were colored dark. The center is colored lighter. So your brain is saying dark. This is basic color theory. Dark colors recede, light colors come forward in the spectrum, or in your visual range, let's say. You know, and that's a defense mechanism of, like, you know, bright things are like, oh, beware. You know, that's why things in nature like toxic tree frogs, that's why they're that color. It's don't eat me. Don't eat me. I know you're thinking about it. Don't eat me. I will kill you. You know, I'm poisonous or toxic or whatever the hell you want to call it. So you guys can see the difference here. This is just an orange ball. This, since I just did those edges, now it looks a little more solid, doesn't it? It's not just that. It's two colors instead of just the one color. And that is the beauty of Moonbreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the stream because it's going on midnight. And I played with this long enough. Oh, fuck. So it's good to know it will treat it like this, even if all you saved was like one color. That's pretty cool. Hold on, we need to go back and fix it. So we didn't save new scheme because we discarded new scheme. It saved the initial recolor as like the base, but you know, this is where it was. This is that. So that's my new scheme. So we can discard that. So then we go back. Now he's back to normal. Look at that. But yeah, I mean, you look at stuff like this. Like, where's the Cholak? The Cholak is cool. Like this guy. This guy would be so cool to paint with those toxic colors because you could paint like his fangs could be like dripping with green, you know? And then like the roots could be like, you know, this rooted arm, you know, all the way back to the body. This could be like black, but then you start throwing in like little bits of like red in it, you know? You can just recolor every one of these guys in as much or as little detail as you want. And that's great. It's fantastic. I mean, is there anyone I could just quickly do? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see, like, what I could quickly do here. Like, maybe another one of the Methadori. No. It's just, everything is so complex. I want to see, like this guy, right? Like, look at this. Look at the gradient here. Like that's how it makes you think it's metallic, is that shine, because that's the light hitting the metal and refracting off it. No, that's not. It's all color. But your brain thinks it is, because that's what your brain's been programmed to understand by looking at the world. It's all subconscious. So this guy's cool, because I could see myself, maybe he's dressing, you know, right now it's like primary blue, tertiary gold with accents of white. Okay. Tertiary meaning secondary. Well, there's actually on the color where there are primary, secondary, and tertiary. Tertiary does spot of a secondary color. I think technically it depends. It's the terminology is kind of iffy there. But the point being is, with this guy, I could do a brown, right? I can make it more like an owl, like a barn owl, or like a brown owl, something like that. Just make them all brown, and then come in, and maybe the accents of white, we'll keep those, so we'll put those back in. You know, and then the wings, right? The wings might be a lighter brown, and then the tips of the wings could be white, you know? Stuff like that. That'd be fantastic. But, you know, there's just so many possibilities with this. You know, it's great. Something I would really like to see in the future that I think would make this game phenomenal would be culture, like, recoloring based on a palette. So, like, the game looks at its own texture files, and it identifies, like, okay, this is gold, this is blue. And that's used throughout the motif of these guys, right? So, it would be able to tag those areas and be like, okay, if I recolor it on here, and then I hit apply to all culture, then it would be like, okay, if I change the gold to a red and the blue to a black, then everything gets recolored blue and black, or red and blacks, you know, respectively, right? It's, you know, it's all where it should be. That would be insanely powerful. I don't know if that's even possible, but it would be really, really cool if they could hunker down and make that into the tool, you know? It's so cool. I can't wait to see some people's stuff on this. Like, unfortunately, there's no, like, share tab right now. There's no, there's none of that. So, excuse me. So the only place you can probably see that is in, like, the Discord or other people's streams. So I encourage you guys to go look at everybody's streams and check out the game yourself. Oh, it's fantastic, and I'm definitely going to stream more of this weekend, but I got to get off. It's late. So that is it for this stream. I'm going to go ahead and quit out of here. That's fantastic, and I can't wait to do more with it. But we shall see. You know, my first paints are probably going to be simple recolors, just so my army has a consistent color palette across all of them. Like, no matter which character I'm playing, like, I'm thinking all red and black, like all black with red accents, you know. And then another one would probably be that gold and white angelic palette I was going for. Just simple recolors, not anything complex. But no, that is it for the stream and the game and all this, and I can't wait to play more of it, but that's for tomorrow. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, do the usual. Like, subscribe, check out my streams. I will see you guys in the next video. River the Rager, signing off.